Three, two, one, and blast off.
Blast off.
Hi, beautiful.
So, Heather,
Yes,
I
Miss
have not seen
Miriam.
you all week, and I love you.
I love you right
And
back. Love you right back.
um, there is mad thunder and lightning here. So
Oh,
if you lose me, it's because of that. Not
if we
because I was like, fine, dramatic exit. I didn't do that.
slacking off, I know what you're
Slacking.
doing. Always slacking off.
You have no clue what I've been building the patrons all day yesterday. I sat
No.
in this chair for like 17 hours yesterday and then for like 7 hours this morning. But I want it to be beautiful. And basically, it's going to be an astrology daily kind of horoscope. I don't like using the word horoscope because that's just cheesy. But horoscopes were invented in 1933 by a guy named Leo, like Hugo Leo. I'm like, of course
Mm.
it was.
Of course it was a Leo. Look what I have
Anyway,
made.
look at what I have made.
All the things.
All the things. Yeah. But it is kind of a rundown for what kind of day we're going to have. And the patrons and the YouTube members are going to get that from me every day. It'll be like a voiceover so that I can do it at like 5:30 in the morning and you guys can get your stuff that are waking up, unfortunately, on the East Coast here in the United States and like
Mm,
driving.
yeah.
Uh, I feel
Feel
the
sorry.
pain.
Feel sorry for those that have to commute. That's for
Yeah.
sure. I do. I don't like traffic.
Hi, Tracy. Hi, Erica.
Well,
Oh
that's
my
pretty
goodness.
exciting. That's pretty exciting. So you're going to do a daily for our members?
Yeah.
Is that how you're going to do it for
My
our
whole heart has been in it, like since Saturday morning. Yeah, this week has been about nailing down what can give me purpose because things have
Mm.
changed and
Yeah.
we still have needs, 3D needs. So, yeah, it's kind of like just because I did an evolutionary astrology reading for you does not mean someone did it for me.
Yeah.
Like,
3D world problems. Shit,
3D
Miriam.
world problems. Um, anyway, tell them about how big these movements are that are in the sky right now.
How big they are. They're incredible. Like we have had so many shifts. Personally, without even moving into that, I will tell you, like, I feel like about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago now, I just totally shifted onto a different timeline.
Yep.
And I mean, this eclipse series that we're moving into started like back in February with the Aquarius eclipse, but it's about to get we're going to see in all kinds of change. And, all the outer planets have moved into their new respective signs. We have Chiron that switched station retrograde. I think Mercury just hopped over into Cancer. Yeah, it's in Cancer right now. Or has it moved into Leo? Am I off? I'd have to take a look. We're not looking at a chart yet, but with all these moves that have been going, Venus moved into Libra, so and on her throne.
Yeah, she's on her
She's
throne,
on her
y'all.
throne.
She got
She's in her home sign, Libra. Other home sign is Taurus. But yeah, so everything's shifted and we're prepping. Like finally, let me just say this. Mercury is out of shadow. I know that much. It hit 28. So us being out of that part and then Venus moving into Libra and slowing down this fall later on, we have a Venus retrograde in Scorpio. So when you're saying all these changes, everything has changed. Everything has changed, and I'm just kind of going along for the ride, keeping my Heather cool and riding that wave of what's next, because there's all kinds of changes happening, all kinds of people's relationships, changes in leadership, and all this stuff is going to be coming down the pipeline. And I'm just ready for, I got my popcorn, popcorn in my lawn chair, ready to watch. What are you thinking?
Again, I need to take some of these asteroids off of here.
I had to do that last night. I was
I
nerding out on charts for like 4 hours, and before I knew it, it was like, you have put in too many asteroids. It may
like
be hard to interpret. And I'm like, well, not for my spaz mind, but yeah, clean it up a little.
clean it up just a hair.
I
Well,
gotta
I
find
know
our live
for a
stream.
fact that the moon has moved into Cancer. It's in Cancer right now. And I'm not going to give you some cheesy rundown of what you can expect from this particular moon because we are in the middle at the beginning of a solar of the eclipse cycle. Okay, we're going to have a solar one first and then we're going to have a lunar one right afterwards. And if you guys weren't about a week ago feeling the Aquarius full moon, now that the nodes are in Leo and Aquarius,
Oh yeah, the
that
node shift. I totally
yeah,
forgot to mention that. And but
yeah,
Mercury is in Leo. That's what I meant. Like it exited its shadow. It finally entered into Leo, not Cancer. You threw me beforehand because you were singing and you were like, I've been making up all these songs. And then you
I
said Mercury.
have.
You said Mercury and Cancer, but that's more Mercury and Leo. Ah.
But Mercury will be moving into Leo. I think this week. Is it this
I
week?
think well, I have the eclipse chart. Wait, maybe that's what I'm looking at right now. Hold on. Heather, get your life. It's
Heather, get a life,
yeah,
Heather. God.
get your life, Heather. I have a life. Just got to get
No.
mine. But yeah, those nodal shifts, that was definitely it's something we're going to be feeling for the next 18 months. I have the chart of the moment, and here we go. Zero Leo. Mercury just tripped into zero Leo 11 minutes. Opposite Pluto.
Is it really?
It is. It is. I'm going to pop it on here just
You know what
because.
time it is then?
What time is it?
It's Maverick time.
Maverick.
It's Maverick time.
Tell me about Maverick time, Miss Service
Not
Woman.
like that. No,
Oh, oh.
like what's it called?
I think about Top Gun.
Top Gun. It's Top Gun time.
Oh,
Yes. You
oh.
know how everybody's going to be? They're all going to be Top Gun. Every single one of them is
Yeah.
going to be Top Gun.
Yeah, yeah. Going to be Top Gun. And then if we look at this, we've got what? Mercury at zero Leo, right there. Opposite Pluto and Aquarius. Yes, I still have my asteroids in. I guess I should probably clean them out. Look, I got Miriam up there and Heather down there. I'm just riding along with Pluto and Atropos for the past 6 months. But yeah, that opposition, Mercury going into Leo, opposing Pluto out of shadow, and this upcoming eclipse, what, go look at your chart. What area, what house? And tell us in the chat, tell us in the comments, what house is Leo in for you? And that'll help lead you into some of the themes that you will be playing into. So, for example, here we've got a Scorpio rising chart for the chart of the moment, right? So, currently, we've got it. Mercury's up in the ninth house. Like, not really reading like that, but I'm just saying. So, ninth house would be higher education, publishing, it's religion. It's if you think Leo, Mercury, as far as religion, what's that? Very loud and boisterous. You think of like I can see like a minister on stage, or if you go to one of those, what's the denomination that gets really hyped up? Event like
Pentecostal.
Pentecostals, yes. Like, so you could see people just on stage, having their convulsions and singing their songs and their praise of hallelujah. Anyways, I that's big loud. That's just the energy. So look where it's at in your chart because with this upcoming eclipse on the 12th in 3 days, yeah, that's going to lead into this next 6 month cycle of what's going on right now should be clear as day to you. And um, it's a very deep knowing with Pluto holding that tether opposition to Mercury right there. And you notice Mercury's going to be coming up on Jupiter, right? Before probably I'll have to get that chart out, but a lot of beliefs about things I think with people are going to be changing, their beliefs in the way that they think things should be within the collective are going to be changing as well. So I did not mean to interrupt you, but I totally did, and I'm sorry, Miriam.
Well, you're fine. I was actually sitting with looking at the two kites laying side by side. They're actually part of the same air trine between Pluto, Uranus, and Venus at the moment. So I think notice also that Venus is opposite Neptune, and Neptune
Yeah,
is in Aries. So someone is running away for the goodness of God.
yeah, I do
It might be
see.
actually someone, you know, see the Uranus and Gemini part. It would be a lot like because of our sufferings, we have made a choice. Maybe we've talked with others and we've shared our thoughts, but there's a change to our normal thinking. Notice also, remember, I guess you could say, remember that Uranus, it does cover revolutionary ideas. Yeah, revolutionary groups. It does cover liberty, to have the liberty to sit and say, I have the right. I have the right. So if there is suffering that has occurred, we've gotten in a box. Uranus's entire job is to be like a grenade inside of a box and to kind of, even though there's shrapnel and things that'll fly everywhere, the point is we are thinking with Gemini, the data we have, the store, not the stories really, the dots that we've connected. Let's say that you have a 1,500 puzzle piece, puzzle, and you've only got half of it finished, and you're satisfied with that, and you just let it alone for 20 years. The nodes are going to push it. They're going to push it with the South Node in Leo. It's going to push you to finish that puzzle
It's gonna
because
push
there's a
you.
revolutionary breakthrough in our thinking. So when I look at the kites, one right next to each other, yeah, Jupiter's at play, but notice there's a rectangle there as well. So this would also have something that has to do with service. Service to oneself, service to others, service especially with Neptune opposite Venus, service to God because of love, because of not just the normal I'm in love with you romantic love, but the kind of love that says God wants me to love everyone the same way,
I
or humans
feel
have the right to dignity and respect. Go ahead.
big change of heart energy. Big change of heart, but for the higher path. If you want
That
to put it
breaks out
that
of the
way.
normal
Yeah, it
thinking
break
pattern.
exactly. And with Venus opposite Neptune, that can definitely be that can definitely be seeing rainbows and butterflies in relationships and not really seeing the full truth is one way to look at it, right? So,
Mm.
adoration, admiration over idolizing somebody in a relationship. But that's squaring, that's creating a T square. We've got a T square to
Mm.
Mars. Right now it's square in the moon, but we got that T square to Mars back down to that Neptune, Mars, Neptune, Mars, Neptune, that square can be pretty debilitating in the realms of your someone's ability to be able to properly take action. It can also be insecurities in I want to insecurities in the bedroom, insecurities in the relationship, insecurities or over I say insecurities, but it's still in Gemini. It could be um speaking
No
about
kidding.
things you don't necessarily know so much about, maybe a disillusion. It could be maybe a disillusioned there's angst there. Okay. So maybe it's like an outdated way of seeing things. And if you put it into, if I put it into words, let's say here's a couple, right? You got the masculine over here, you got the feminine over here, you have the dream over here. All right, or God, or the overall compassionate love and whatnot. But you've got this T square right there that's creating some contention about, to me, Venus is up in front. So Venus is going, I don't, I've been going through this. Virgo had me really up in arms when I had the South Node with me in Virgo. And I've seen some things and I've seen the in my ways about some disillusionment in this dream that I've had, over idealizing a relationship and seeing it for more than what it really was, and squaring down to Mars. That, I mean, you could have that angst, but that angst could drive like a change in action, a change in the way you express yourself, a change in the way, in the movements, and your thought process towards that. So I think this shift is going to be brought in with the solar eclipse in Leo, and when our abilities and how we express. But um, I could keep going. You jump in and interject if you have anything
Um,
else there.
I never, ever, 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 ever,
Ever have anything
just
else?
ever, just take the transit position and call it good. Never, ever. I'm looking at square points. I'm looking at opposition points. I'm looking at, in conjuncts and all sorts of stuff, trines. When I'm finishing the square so that I can see what other points are attached to it. So
Right.
you have Mars conjunct Ceres in Gemini. They're still in Gemini, right? Opposite, notice Lilith, Black Moon Lilith is at 25, almost 26 degrees. And this push is also squaring the Nessus in Pisces. I know, it's like 3 degrees, but you know what? It's
You
still
have
3 degrees.
you have your chart. You want to share your chart?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Because mine doesn't have those in there, and I keep impulsively wanting to click somewhere else. I'm bad at driving this navigation stuff, y'all. She's a
Right.
pro. She's a pro. Let me see what's happening with our
I would
friends.
love to be a pro, my friends. I will say that I'm getting heck of a lot better. Like, woohoo, better. Like Miriam's running up and down the hallway, flailing her arms and dancing. Better. Because
And
that's always fun.
you're sharing the whole studio.
I'm working on it, Mama. There's our chat. There's us. Hello, us. Okay, so this is my chart that I've got right here. Ceres and Mars. There's a strong, I would say, desire today to push towards something that is either, you know, in focus of whatever the idea that is changed back here where Uranus is. This righteousness that's coming out. It could even be known as self-righteousness that is coming out in a certain point. Maybe you're right to be self-righteous. Maybe you're not. But the Neptune opposite Venus, and especially Venus in Libra, there's a compromise that needs to be made as well. And the compromise is going to push from Odyssey in Virgo at 27 degrees. It's going to push from the reach and the desire that we want over here at Tristan. There's something in our minds that we want. And some people are going to do a good thing with this, and some are going to do a selfish thing with this. It's one or the other. But, I think there will be this. I choose this way because I've had pain in this area before. So notice the psychological thing of saying I'm making a decision out of pain versus I'm making a decision because I've thought about it, I've taken it into consideration, I've weighed the pros and cons against the overall goal of not only what is good for, all of us, but what is right. And there could be someone taking a stand. That's my perspective on it, that folks can take that kind of energy, and that you're right, they can do some damage with it. But Neptune opposite Venus is also going to say, don't forget compassion, and don't forget grace, and don't forget that sometimes we're not the CPs, the NCPs. That's not what we are, but we are the example. We are the leader. We are the one in the room that people can feel because we're steady and we're balanced and we're taking care of our inner self. Like earlier in the week, I had this kind of vision of each person having a very, very long glass of water inside of them. And, the water coming up to a certain point, and it'll roil, like boil, it'll slosh, it'll slam, but at the end of the day, if the water is being pushed up over and we're overwhelmed, and we lose control, we're trying to grab onto things, that's another state of being. But either way, it's about the fact that others are seeing us with the Libra comparison. Others are watching us. They can feel us. Even if we slosh, even if we boil over at times, they're still watching us. I was telling someone like 2 days ago, it's perfectly okay to be angry. It's absolutely okay to be angry. It's not okay to like take a sledgehammer to your neighbor's car because you're angry. Person, place, or thing. And I can't say that I'm preaching to the choir, because I am the choir. I am the choir this week. What is best for the greater good for all of us. And look, I don't know if it's another one of Saturn's tests. Saturn is always testing, and Saturn's in Aries. It's at 14 degrees, which is a Taurus degree, right? Now we have Venus in Libra. Maybe that's a Taurus Venus in Libra. And this has to do with something physical and in the 3D. And, the test is actually saying, oh, I didn't think of it like that because back home, or the way we always did it, or whatever this is the way that it's supposed to be done. But it's touching something that includes another person. It's also touching something that includes Taurian quality, is what I
Can't
would say.
forget, can't forget beauty, babe. We're in Leo
Sure.
season. It could be somebody thinking about starting to date again. It could be somebody just wanting to focus on their Venusian look, their looks, their, appearance. Because I mean, Leo season, this is attraction. What am I attracted to? Am I feeling attractive? So I think Venus is, she's stepping into this, and I think looking to express herself, whether it be more so like how she's looking, or what sort of hobbies wanting to engage in, a new fetish, a new pretty, getting a new pretty, a new rock, like just, I see that could be also just like self be careful of self-love being self-expenditures, like I'm going to go splurge on myself because I deserve it, but we can easily Venus in her exaltation there, like where she's exalted. She can do whatever the heck she wants there. You just got to be careful not to go overboard with that.
It can also be codependent,
Yeah.
where there's a codependency on someone else, and Taurus is involved with money, food, shelter, a house, a pet, an animal. It can also call up those topics as well. The Mercury part in Leo is being brave enough to actually say what it is that you need, or to assert yourself. I think as Mercury cruises closer to Jupiter, that voice could get louder and louder and louder.
Oh yeah, that's what I was mentioning earlier. Yeah, I've got a 28-degree Leo Mercury in the fifth house. I can get loud if I need to get loud. But you can see, you guys see, I say things, Mercury at 28 Leo, I may say things that can be a little off-putting, but I'll boldly say things that other people won't say, That's, but I can also say things really beautifully, eloquently, but it's from the bottom of my heart, right? When I say it. So if somebody's saying something to you and it's coming off really big, know that it's coming from some big feelings and there's some meaning behind it. So definitely pay attention. Um, what else do we have going on? Oh, I did see. I just now saw where you said Mars Sirius is
Erica,
together.
are you
Oh,
there? I saw your question, love.
oh, you got a tarot question. Oh, okay. All right. Well, go on. I see you're reading tarot. Hi,
I
Erica.
am, I
Hi,
am, I
Brandon.
am.
Hi, Tracy. Hi,
I
Esperance
got a
Advanced.
lecture earlier this week that Tara is full of demons and the devil. And I said, that's weird because it's just a picture to me. It's more like Mandarin Chinese. It's a language,
Mm,
you know,
mm,
it's just like Mandarin Chinese. Exact. I don't know how it's like for you, but
mm.
it's sort of like at 48 years old. If I don't know my own mind, something's wrong.
Yeah. I love how people always have to have their opinions and their 2 cents about what other people are doing in their lives.
Oh,
Um,
Tracy got her hair cut. I bet that's pretty.
well, hi, Esperance Advanced Tarot, Kylan,
Erica.
Synchronistic Alley, and Erica. We're glad to have you here. So Erica is one of our members. It looks like over here on YouTube. Notice her little pretty badge. With the major life decisions that I've made in the past several months in regards to legal issues are the choices that I'm making and the people or person that I currently have in my corner with me. And am I making choices that will ultimately lead to finally standing in my highest vibration and finding
I
genuine,
want to eat with
unmasked happiness? That is
Brandon.
one big question.
So I
All
don't think
right.
that's one big question. I think that's several questions. And because there's several questions like this, I'm
It's a
just going to lay
reading.
cards. So the first one is with the major life decisions that Eric has made, are the choices that she's making, are the choices that she's making, choices that she's making. Okay, I have a soulmate soul contract. It's in the reverse. So could be talking about an ex that is abusive that you need to repair from because your vision has to do with long-term stability or a man who is better at having a solid value system that includes owning a home, taking care of one another. And there's something here about the dude having an issue with being, I almost said folly, the folly of this person's issues with continual freedom towards perhaps, I would say, towards an opportunity that this person actually wants to choose for themselves. So you have one person who's like, if they were totally open and honest, they would be like, not only would I do 110% of the work to get this dream, I would risk, you know, stuff to get this dream. And then I have you over here saying, dude, this person's really not interested in like traditional, I have a house, the family comes together and eats on Sundays, that sort of thing. Um,
Mm,
So that's why I'm kind of questioning, if this is legal action with this other person, it's what they really want. I'm not sure if things need to get ugly. That's my whole point. Like if both of you were completely open with one another, this would actually help. I'm not going to lie. It would actually help.
I was
There
trying to
is a concern about, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, so when I first popped it out about her first part of the question, I got the lovers in reverse and the four of wands in reverse. And so I had a Gemini energy, and I was wondering if you're pulling any of that because I do see her hope and wish is to end up with the Ten of Pentacles and to recoup, like kind of get back any of that. But she's sitting in a position of the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Eight of Swords in the upright. Sorry, you guys, I know that it's not showing up, but the Eight of Swords in the upright, and both for both sets, underside of the deck was the Seven of Pentacles in the upright. So it's like it's almost like I'm seeing a bit of a skew in perception. It's funny, we're talking about the Venus opposite Neptune. Because with it, it's like a hope and a wish and a dream that's in there, but there's that unfulfilled portion, and you're getting up in your head about it. There's something that is a slow progress that takes time with that Seven of Pentacles. And I think that if you've got a Gemini, or I don't know, I have a roommate situation to where it's either a roommate or somebody that you're with that I don't know if this is coming from the position that you're currently in, but I do have that Lover's card in reverse, and I said, well, who can she trust? And the Chariot card and the Hierophant come out. So when I got the Hierophant and the Chariot together, I felt home tradition. I know it sounds weird because the Hierophant, you think of somebody that's older that you can trust that maybe is, honey, you want to stop sharing the chart, by the way? Um, Somebody who you would look up to ask advice for. So, for example, like right now, today, you're talking to us. I guess in this kind of field of work, maybe we are the Hierophant kind of energy. But I also got the Chariot. Trust your intuition. Trust, trust your higher knowledge. Trust what you are looking at is right, and stop allowing what has happened to you in the past or with these other people in this court situation. That doesn't dictate who everybody is, but it does call for some discernment in regards to your reality on what the way that you look at things. Try not that you don't want to be over optimistic, but you can't get delulu in what somebody who's being mischievous and not forthright with their feelings. I think that you might be around a lot of people that are really heady, like coming up with a bunch of drama, gossip, like, whatever. So just be careful with your words. Trust your instinct on who you can trust with your feelings, with your life, with your heart, rather than telling too many people. That would be my best recommendation as far as that goes. I didn't know. Did you have any characters come up? Any suits?
Well, what I have is an underdeveloped court case.
Yeah, I didn't get anything Libra, really.
Yeah, I've got an
Not court.
underdeveloped court case going on where there's like an emotional request, but there's no proof. Well, the case needs more proof, and we may be waiting on um, another person, yes, that has tasks that need to be finished and completed, and there's still maybe that this person is struggling with that piece, maybe you don't, but there's an like a time frame here, a time frame for things to kind of move forward. Catching that. This could be with monetary support through the courts. This could also be looking at total house income or asset division, maybe. One person has the ability to move forward into the future, the other person doesn't. It's quite black and white with that, but the request is underdeveloped and it
Um,
could use more backing, because I'm seeing the Knight of Cups in the reverse. If this person is drunk all the time, or if this person is high all the time, um, if they're always getting in trouble all the time, and that's the norm. Because it's whatever the norm is, I can see that you're trying to change it. That question that you had, if the people are with you that are, yes, the family members or friends that you're leaning on, yes, they are in support of what you're doing and they're with you. Um, we need more proof. If there's been cheating or accusations, we need more proof. If there's been avoidance of following through with tasks, we need that proof. We need proof. It would
what
make
I,
the case like 110%,
yeah.
110% of wastefulness. Someone who may have taken a lot of time, they had an opportunity, they didn't max out the opportunity. So there could be wastefulness involved as well.
I- In regards to the wastefulness, actually, I'll play on that because of what I got. So I have the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords that came out together next to the Hierophant, and that's directly related here. I've got the Eight of Cups and the Two of Cups in reverse. So it's almost like that. What I'm getting is that there's some new knowledge that's needed. Okay. And you've got to go after it. You have to be the one to go after it. It's not going to come for you, except for if you're open up spiritually to this. Okay. Remember earlier I was talking about the intuition side of it. There are red flags that I think that that you've been avoiding. That Eight of Swords is singing to me. And it's like, I've been avoiding this. So just sometimes walking away isn't the easiest thing to do. If this is your case, you know that the case, is more so out of emotion rather than physical evidence. And it's just like, and whether it's you or the other person, somebody needs to learn some more information about it, and or just decide to walk away. When is enough enough? I understand some things you can't just walk away from, but your family is there, and like you've got people that love and support you, but I think the amounts of betrayals, I want to put it that way, the amounts of betrayals and head games that you've been tossed have really kind of screwed up your emotions in a way that does make it hard for you to discern who you can trust and who you can't. So, and then I'm getting thrown back to when Miriam was just talking about the codependency part of the chart with Venus and Libra. This would probably be a good time to kind of work on that part. Um, but that's what I have.
Is that okay, Erica?
Wish you the best. She gone. She gone. Either that or she's cussing us out or crying or hopefully you're
Yeah,
feeling the
I've met
love because
her
we're
and
right here with you.
her mother, mother-in-law. I think before they've sat with me. I don't know if it's the same situation, but I do know that we need stronger evidence of neglect or whatever it is. We need stronger evidence. It would basically be that's it's all in your favor sort of thing. Okay. And so
I don't envy anybody having to deal with court matters. Geez, but I know that kind of stuff's coming up. I've been like I got this hit a couple times within the past week. So,
right.
and like if I go back to look at the chart, it'd probably tell me a little bit more, but you know how that Mercury is opposing Pluto. Okay. I was hearing like I think I was just working on something and randomly I got shown a vision of somebody having their work stolen and having them like I was getting shown like a corporate setting where somebody did all this work and created this whole thing and then somebody else was helping with it and decided to like take it on as their own and push the other person out. And interestingly enough, like just a couple days ago, I know you hear me talking about David Palmer, the Leo King, quite a bit. He's a Leo. He just went through something similar, or is going through something to where somebody was partnering with something. Okay. And then, he's put in a ton of work and his name and his brand and all kinds of stuff into it, only for this person to suddenly be like, nope, yoink, it's mine. Yeah, kind of thing. And so I'm thinking about partnerships and relationships to where are you holding your authentic self and your authentic creations and everything? And are you with the Saturn retrograde? I know this is all weird and coming through, but that's how my brain works. So with the Saturn retrograde coming back through Aries, I think that some of the dynamic that we're going to be seeing is with people having to really hold their own and stand up and be able to use that Mercury Leo voice and do that stance, use that strong Venus Libra for court cases if you have to, but just to find a way to have that equal balance in everything that you're sharing with other people. I know that's very Taurus Scorpio, but also very, very Libra when you're talking about lawsuits. But I feel like it's going to be more happening more and more, especially with everybody using a lot of AI for things, right? And talking about, I mean, gosh, even if you just talk about what is it, locational astrology, right? Astrocartography, and somebody like wanting to coin it and make it be like, no, that's my word. I'm putting a copyright on that word, or whatever. That's something that's come about like within the past little bit, but like those kind of things, I'm going to see a lot of people fighting for that. And then there's going to be those of us that say F it, I'm going to do it my way, my big Leo shining way. I'm going to create this. I'm going to put my name on it. I'm going to stamp it and, whatever. So we're out of shadow with stuff. And I think that Mercury opposite Pluto is going to be doing some big reveals where power dynamics are being reflected outwardly into the world, to where you may be noticing that, hey, what's this thing? Wait a second. That was my idea. Wait a second. I did that. And then saying, you know what? I'm not even going to mess with all the old school way of going through, like, we can talk about a human design, the cross of planning, to where it all has to be all that Capricorn energy of just income. Let's make it, make some more money. I'm going to just do it my own way and do it differently and say, F you. You can continue to watch what was not authentic dissolve, um, in that sense. So, it's just kind of a weird thing that's been hitting me this past week, and I kind of wanted to bring it up.
Like it. Sounds
Huh?
like it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But it's to me, I get hits for the astrology and what's happening. But yeah, that's kind of something I'm like, well, that's not fun for anybody. I hope you're not dealing with that. Uh I hope that's not what your court stuff's about, Erica. Oh, Venus and Libra should help. You're right. Document, document.
Yeah. Document everything.
Kylan has a question about the second scan. Do I need a significant other or partner, or be open to dating, or for it to be meaningful? Mm-mm.
My goodness.
Like you're just kind of wanting to like looking into like what would be the ideal person for me, maybe? Is that
Do you
kind of
want
what you're looking?
timing?
Is
I
that
have a
kind of what you're
scan
looking
for
for?
timing, like in the next 18 months. What are the strongest possibilities of a partner showing up? I have a scan for that. Um, I have a scan for you and another person in all your past lives. Um, the second scan is a soulmate scan, so we need two people to do that. Do I have one that's just about like you as a dating person, or the kind of dating person, the kind of person you need to be with? No, I don't have a scan like that. I'm sorry. I'm
Do
sorry. Do
they
they exist?
exist? Oh, babe.
That's one of the reasons I don't offer it. They're everywhere. They're
Yeah, do they exist? I'm sh
everywhere.
I and or if you were talking about does this person exist for you? Yes, I think that there is a person for everybody. It's just more of a matter of the timing on when you're ready and when universe sees that you're ready. But yeah, so definitely check out the Signature of Us scans. That's kind of what Kylan was referring to. But yeah, it's like it helps you be able to find out. Like, so say you're with somebody, and it doesn't matter, you could be with them 20 years, 5 minutes. It could be just a thought in your brain that you would like to play around with, and you happen to know that person's birth data. Yeah, it'll tell you whether this person is a soulmate, a twin flame, or a karmic. Now, if you get karmic, don't be all upset about it. Don't be all up in arms. Karma's a really big, important thing in life, and we're creating it and we're living it out our whole lives, you know. So karmics are very important relationships. But with the South Node sweeping back through Leo, I would like to mention that the South Node is something that we're supposed to be
Feel
releasing.
about like retrograde planets, right? Like Venus going retrograde or like Mercury going retrograde. And then everybody starts talking about how your ex or, watch out, people from the past are coming back. How do you know they didn't do some
Some
solid
work.
good work and they're coming
Yeah,
back to apologize or they're coming back to try to rebuild a bridge or something? So, but with the South Node in Leo, this is our romantic sector.
yeah, it is.
So, what are
And
the odds
so
that old romances would show up with the South Node in Leo? I think
it's
it's a
highly
strong
probable.
possibility.
Highly probable.
You know how like everybody has in their lifetime span, um, and Capricorns, I think they're really good at showing this off. How this is a person who like a Capricorn sun, a Capricorn moon, a Capricorn um, rising or a Cancer rising. And these people that work is life. They work 80, 90 hours a week and then they stop to get a reading from us and they're like, what about my love life? And they see it more as an underdeveloped area of their life.
Yeah, yeah.
Not necessarily that they're not satisfied with life because they're Capricorns. So they find a lot of satisfaction and
Clock,
accomplishing and accomplishing.
clock out and go spend some of that money and meet somebody. Get out somewhere.
Sure, sure,
You
sure, sure.
know?
But in an overall view of like a person's life, you can tell the percentage of time that you are interacting with a certain quality or a certain characteristic, like a Capricorn. A Capricorn walks in, they don't have much to talk about anything else except work. And you're like, do you have any extra time? They go, no, no, I'm always working. If you're with a Virgo, they're always putting puzzles together or putting cars together or they're putting shoes together or they're putting something together. And they're perfectly happy kind of doing this. Some people spend a great majority of their time with their families. Some people don't. Some people spend a great majority of time with animals, right? And then they don't. And so there's like this huge part of even people who go to court. I've seen that in charts as well, where they come in and they're like, oh, I'm always at court. I'm always in court. I'm always in court. It's the thing they can talk about the most because that's where they have put the majority of their time, their money. I used to say this with Taurus energy. You can always tell what a person loves. It's where they will put their time and where they will put their money. Um, and then look at the rest of their priority list. So my thing is you have someone who generally is in some sort of they're in touch with something that is repetitive. Whoa, whoa. Why can't I hear your voice?
I'm not talking
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
because I'm not interrupting.
Um, well, with the South Node in Leo, the way that it is, there is an area of doing. This is an area of where your abilities have been provided. And it's South Node. So you've already done it. You know how
Yeah,
to do this.
that's right.
It's a place where you have shown before your little light came up out of the bushel. This little light of mine. It's a talent. It's something, even if it's not a talent and it's a developed skill. Some of these musicians get really badass. I'm just telling you, some of these pianists, and it looks like they have talent. Nah, bitches, they just practiced a hell of a lot. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
there is an
yeah.
area of life that we have practiced a hell of a lot, where we have put our studious minds, where we have turned our focus towards. And I personally think that if a romance shows up, then you hopefully are a person that has had romance somewhere in the past. Hint, hint. This isn't going to be, this came from my past life, unless you have cleared a lot of karma. But we're at the very beginning of the nodes being in Leo and Aquarius. So the docket is full. If your docket is short, it's kind of like, sure it is. It might be commingled, like some of your duties require ancestral work, and that might be thrown in there. But I think there's going to be an overall flavor of where the person has applied their practice, their ability, their engine, where they're like, vroom, vroom, this is the area. If you tell me that all you've done your whole life so far is play video games, don't be expecting someone from the past showing up. Expect the video game showing up from the past.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great way to put it. That's where that's going to throw that back. But yeah, past. So you, and what's interesting is because Leo, I mean, it's constantly evolving. But if you talk about age-wise, Leo, we've talked about before, is like that, that high schooler. The high schooler that's dating. It's having fun. That's the biggest part.
That's a Virgo,
The
but
things, well,
that's an
in
opinion.
so middle school into high school,
Yeah, middle
it's
school, I would say
yeah.
like
I,
11 to like 16, 17.
but then another thing to keep in mind with that is how technology has changed how fast people grow up. And
Yes.
so, like if I'm thinking Leo, I'm thinking fire. I'm thinking the pitcher of the high school baseball team, the
Yes.
quarterback, like that's sports,
Where
that's
you were
fire,
team
that's drive.
captain.
Exactly. So if I think back to that and the South Node scooping through, no, it's not universe's way of saying, oh, we got to get rid of all this fun. It's just got to be lame, and we just got
No,
to
no, no.
create,
Yeah. The South
like
Node in Leo
you
is going to
don't
bring fun.
it is going to bring fun, but it's
Fun.
also going to bring back, I feel the hint of nostalgia because it brings back that childlike thing. Like, oh, remember when we were in, our
Yeah.
freshman
Yeah.
year and so maybe people coming back from your school age days, whether
Right.
it's to be a friend, a mentor, even,
Yeah.
or even a lover. So it doesn't necessarily have to be exes, but it could be just people from the past coming through. And when you say they say you're supposed to be letting go or releasing the South Node, right? And moving towards the North Node, which is an Aquarius. Talks about more like the collective, what's the best for everybody. So I think a lot of this South Node going through Leo has a lot more to do with letting go of parts of our ego that no longer serve us or our reality within the collective anymore, whether that's certain mindsets, of the way of what the
Childlike
way,
mindsets.
yeah, like it's throwing away the ego and being
Yeah.
okay looking like a fucking fool in front of a bunch of people. As long as you're being authentic, it doesn't really matter. So it's, Leo has that fear of being seen, whether you understand that or not. Leo is the actor, Leo is the performer, the artist, but Leo's also the leader. But it doesn't mean that Leo starts out being comfortable being the leader. at all. It's not necessarily the most comfortable thing. When the South Node's sweeping through, it talks about the need for collaboration, the duality in all of it. You got to look across to the Aquarius side where the North Node's at and go, we don't throw out, you know, I I don't need to stop being myself to be accepted by the collective. And I think that that's a lot of the South Node story is the need, letting go of the need to overperform,
Yeah.
to overdo the, even I know Virgo is preparation, right? She's just come no, it's just coming out of Virgo, where we perform, we create, we prep, we prep. Well, Leo, we perform, but are we gonna is the audience gonna throw tomatoes at us? You know, like it's letting go of that fear of being seen and the fear of being heard. And I'm excited to see what kinds of really cool things are going to be coming out. I can see a bunch of sports, new cool sports and stuff, but
Sports
I
gear. Sports gear.
sports gear. I just
I think
I worry
one more
about the
thing I want
hive
to
mind.
pitch in the pot is Leo is the place of expression.
Hmm.
And if you are expressionless and you try to interact in the world, you're going to get terrible feedback and you might keep doing it. You might just keep going on with your sad face. But expressions, which with Mercury in Leo, for those folks who are usually just, single folk, their face doesn't lift. People, I have a niece and she says everybody thinks I have a resting bitch face. That's not necessarily a great thing, because it affects your communication with the other person. And so if your
Hmm.
expressions line up with your feelings, truthfully, with your feelings, then your expressions are telling the world who you really are constantly. If you're always complaining, then yeah, we're looking at you like Eeyore and you're going, don't put Eeyore on me. It's kind of like you're in a world where communication is the only way we can relay our needs, our wants, our desires, our comparisons, but also our companions and our family relationships. Leo has that first sextile to Libra is ahead of us. Don't ever forget that Leo is looking at Virgo, is looking at Libra.
Hmm.
We're going in that direction. So Leo is looking over Virgo going, I want a Libra. I want a Libra. Well, how you doing with that communication thing? You know what I mean? If somebody's always looking at their cell phone when you're trying to talk with them and they're not attentive, it's a Leo issue. Attention. Attention. We're looking for attention. And with the South Node there, it is appropriate to have attention in that area as well. Now, the North Node in Aquarius is a little harder, right? How do you take yourself off of a stage? How do you take yourself off of a ladder of superiority or oppression? How do you take yourself off of a freaking ladder and stand eye to eye with your fellow man
That
and
we're the
merge back
same.
into the crowd?
Yeah. Yeah, we're the same. I'm still Heather. I
Where
still have
you're
to,
not special, they're not special, but I'm special and they're special. And that's the law. Is
but
that all of us get the same food, the same treatment, the same expectations because we're in a group. That's how equality and balance inside of a group works. Resentment pops up left and right constantly all the time. It doesn't take much to throw the Libra scales off balance and off kilter.
well,
So,
or the Aquarius side, because if you're talking about the North Node being there, it doesn't mean we need to absorb and fully take on all that North Node Aquarius is. Like there's the high vibe and the low vibe of it. So if you find that you're losing your Leo within your Aquarian community, that's a problem. That's not a good thing because if you lose your individuality, your autonomy, it's harder and harder to be authentic. it's harder and harder to be authentic when you're in a crowd of people that everybody's different. And you can think about this as belief systems in an air sign, right? So if a hive mind of Aquarius, everybody is on we're seeing it kind of come back in the astrological community. And I know I mentioned it to you last night with you being in the hospital all week. You didn't know about this, but the cancel culture, right? Like in talking about the Stephen Forrest, saying dropping the N bomb. And it was like
God.
it was in context with stuff, but immediately, and I am with my Aquarius moon, I stay from the outside and I just kind of watch, and I understand that astrology plays its role, but you see people just like going for the guillotine. Then you see other people trying to uber defend and stuff, but it's like authentic, the authenticity. What I mean by that is the cancel culture and stuff like that can really get out of control, especially with the North Node going through Aquarius. So when you have instances like the Stephen Forrest thing, or even if you're talking about publicity, because it's Leo, the opposition, you have somebody famous that does something appalling or whatever, or says something wrong, it's going to hit that crowd, that Aquarian crowd. And you have to be careful of having, of over consuming or over identifying with the hive mind, because that can become very dangerous and almost lynch mobs, you know what I mean? As far as that goes. But yeah, we are getting all kinds of stuff. Oh, Erica says, yes, thank you, ladies. Sorry for the late the reply. I had to
Worries.
pause the video. I appreciate you both for that reading. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're
You're
welcome, dear.
welcome. You're welcome. Um,
And
just
Monique.
I was telling someone earlier this week, surround yourself with people who want you to win. Surround yourself with people who want you to win. Um, you may feel that it's a very challenging thing to find, and that's kind of why we show up. Is encouragement is difficult to find, especially in people who have a script in their head for you to play.
Mhm.
And in their mind, they're judging you and they're destroying your reputation to a certain extent because you're not exactly following their script. And, Heather's right. It is difficult to do that in the wrong tribe, but in the right tribe, the things that your Leo are and you've acquired through skill or that you have naturally through talent, those things inside of an Aquarian group will be valued. Those
Mhm.
things will be necessary. It's something you can offer the group in exchange for everything that a group does for you. Groups of friends that love you and care about you and follow you around. That's a wonderful thing to have. A group of photographers who are helping you to market yourself or to record a historical event in your life, like a quinceañera or a wedding. There's going to be groups everywhere you go, groups of people you work with. I like to think outside of the box. So I'm thinking of groups of traffic on the road. Everybody's following the same courtesies, else they're whoever the one that is not the different one, the weird one, is creating an unsafe and dangerous environment on the freeway. That's the one that everybody's like, oh. Um, but Heather's right. Conformity inside of the right group is going to celebrate who you are, and they're going to want you win. But they're also not going to hold your hand because it's Aquarius energy. They're going to say, "Oh, okay. You feel that this is a skill set that you bring to the table. Show us, and good luck." But we're not going to hold your hand unless you're in that kind of group where it's filled with teachers and mentors. And it is a difficult thing to find. But as the nodes begin moving even further, what we're going to see is something that moves backwards. We're going to go from a huge group that we're very happy in to some degree. Those of you that are in no group whatsoever, it's going to move backwards as the nodes move. Okay. So it's going to say, okay, we've always been in this kind of group and now we have to shift and now we're going to be offered a group that is different to us. You could be the only normal person and then everybody you're surrounded by is just like strangers, strangers.
I
And
only
as the
come
nodes
out
move,
at
it's going to
night.
be like all these Aquarian tests that kind of pop up. Okay, you're in a group. What kind of friend are you? You're in a work group. What kind of worker are you inside of the group? Right? You're a disabled person that is listed, through Social Security income. What kind of person are you there? What kind of person are you here? What kind of person are you there? Um, and that'll be the idea of it, because what Aquarius wants more than anything is brotherhood, unity, brotherhood. That's what the aim is, unity. The point is brotherhood, that we stand together. And the more of us, not only is it merrier, but there's more pressure. So if I ask 2 million people to go walk, with their signs and their posters on Washington D.C.'s nice little green lawn, that's a
Mhm.
lot of pressure. I'm just saying. You got Woodstock going on in the front lawn in front of the White House. That's a lot of pressure. There's only so many people inside of the White House, and they're all staring out the window, looking at 2.2 million people on the lawn, going,
Nope, no pressure.
can someone please come out and talk to these people? Because how long are they going to be there? My car is on the other side of that. um,
I just saw like a flash of was it Police Academy? You know that
yes,
little short lady with
the
her
cute
megaphone.
little
She's like, "Excuse me, excuse." There's a riot going on. She's like, "Excuse me."
yeah, I mean, what if you choose that the group that you work with continually, maybe you're going to move from people to animals. You don't know. You don't know what kind of group, but the groups will come, and maybe you will be filtered through many different groups. You know, this, I don't think this is so much Aquarius energy for me, as it is about doing things on the blueprint. But with the nodes there, it means the blueprint's going to get adjusted. We're going to get an upgrade. We got Kaylee coming out of college, right? We got another architect, brand new young person, right? Young person showing up, fresh out of school. Young person's got a lot of new ideas,
Yeah.
and they're allowed to change the blueprint. They're allowed. Don't forget that Capricorn represents winter, old man winter, Chronos, right? Time.
Mhm.
You get to Aquarius, time has got a little crinkly.
Well, yes.
Now we're going to roll that blueprint out, and we're going to change some things on the blueprint that makes the entire will move different. So, yeah, storylines should be changing by now. You should be a little confused, as are the rest of us. Um, People shifting around you in places that you never thought you'd meet there, right? I also want to point to 2007. Go all the we talked about this last week. Go all the way back to 2007 and then go to 2015 and 2018. There are mimics from those years that we're seeing right now. Okay, I know the numbers that are in front of my face right now. 1853, 1857, 1858. I'm seeing 1879, 1876, 1880, 1910, right? 1940, 1941, 1952, 1960. How can I say this with confidence? Because I believe, it's not even that I believe it. The universe is flying through space right now in a twirly bird. We're not in a straight line, we're going in a circle, okay? Which is a slinky that you can pull out like this. Time is a slinky. And if I put Heather on one spot on the slinky and I turn her to face south, she's going to see all the years in a straight row.
I just
Heather,
heard.
what kind of year?
I just saw you coming by me, and you hearing me close, and then my voice fades as you get further away, and I'm like, oh, hey, Heather, when can I remember
So,
what?
like, really good question, Heather. This week, I'm seeing 1917. This week, what years were put in front of your face?
Oh, it is 2018 repeatedly
Really? I
because of the
got
eclipse.
1603, 1625, 1770. I got all these years, but I have Gemini on the ninth. So with Mars there and Uranus, I'm like going, yeah, well, Mars, yeah, Mars is there.
You're right. You're like riding the Oregon Trail mixed with
And
Space
slung
Mountain.
shot.
The Oregon Trail meets Space Mountain. That's kind of what it sounds like. Yeah, and for me, it's literally been because like this eclipse is happening on the 12th is on my North Node in Leo in my fifth house. And going back to 2018,
Right.
2009. Going back to those times, that's when the eclipses were at like 19 degrees and 18 degrees. And then right
Yeah.
before that, the one right before that was my uh, prenatal solar eclipse because it happened like August 10th, 1980, and I was born on August 23rd. So like,
Ah,
and those both of those years were massive, like were massive for me. And also in the timing of the upcoming Venus retrograde, it's hitting
right.
back to that same 2018 period, which was like when my awakening happened and some of the most traumatic stuff in my life happened. And and so I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, I've been, I'm like, what is this one? What is this one? My
What's
kids. Are you
one
guys gonna
about
try?
mom?
I think I feel like somebody's gonna try to make me a grandma. But that's like I'm just like no
What
more.
a
No,
beautiful
I mean,
thing.
Jupiter is in Leo. And, as you were saying earlier, you were talking about the Aquarius and how it's not feeling as
The
heavy.
baby.
I know, babies.
I do. I have Mars
Ah,
in Cancer, so I love the
I
babies.
have Venus in Cancer, so I love the babies too.
The babies. You want to
What?
dress the babies, don't you? You're like, I want to dress the baby. It's my baby. Let me dress her. Uh, yes. No, I'm kind of excited because Aquarius energy. Well, no. Couple things. The Sedna part. When we were looking at the charts, we had the charts up. Now I have to pull the chart up again because I'm awesome like that. And I can't remember where did I put it. Mom, where did I put the chart? Okay, there it is. Um, no, it was Sedna is like 2 degrees behind Uranus. So Sedna is pushing, and that's in our minds, the memory, not just the memory, but the data, the results, the evidence from pain, from the story of Sedna. It's the I was hanging on with my life, and my father came by. Like my husband was pecking and pecking with his beak, and my father was chopping off my fingers at the same time. So
Yeah.
the Sedna piece is attached in a good way to Venus in Libra. And so that's why I'm kind of thinking here there's an opinion, Gemini, about suffering, right? That's attached to Venus that just crossed over Odysseus and said, okay, we have someone who's on a pilgrimage, we have someone who is trying to get back home, and there is another person that has something Taurus or not. There's a competition between opinions. And so, yeah, with Gemini, you're going to have third party situations with Gemini energy. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
That Uranus piece in Gemini, we're going to have spying. We're going to have people, in groups spying all together. We're going to have a group on a hilltop trying to do the meditation thing and call in the UFOs, because that's going to happen with this. Maybe there's going to be more groups that do that sort of thing. But my concern was the Sedna piece, and the way that I'm translating it here has to do with my opinion is that when it comes to suffering, this is what we need or what we had before. And now we're going to have some sort of competition with the moon and Mars. Well, the moon is in Cancer. Okay, let's just be nice about that. With Mars in Gemini, right? This opinion could be formed, sure, but is it nurturing? Is it abundant? Maybe, like she said, there's, people talking everywhere. And, but they're talking about something that is full of nurturance. I know I just
I
went off on a rambit, but
I just showed the chart because you didn't pull it up, but I see Sedna, so Sedna's over there, right? Oh, it's at 2 degrees,
yeah. And then when
conjunct
you look
Uranus.
at Aries, look at Aries, there's 26 Vesta, and then sextile is that 28 Mars in Ceres. So that's
How do I
sextile.
how do I
And
not
the
have my normal
Vesta,
stuff in here?
Vesta is expecting perfection from Aries. This is a strong expectation for perfection.
I see what I did. I was missing a bunch
I
of stuff.
feel
Sorry, you
that.
all. I was like, what is she's going off on the chart, but she's not reading the one that's on the screen, guys. There we go. I've got everything added. Now it'll pull up proper. My bad, y'all.
Papa.
So yeah, I mean, I was trying to follow along with what you were saying, but also you started mentioning stuff that wasn't on the chart. So Vesta, yeah, we got Vesta right there in Aries at
See Vesta,
26,
yeah. And then
moving
see the
up.
sextile. And then the midpoint is going to take us into Sag land, where Jupiter is in Leo in Sag land, trying to push with all that power the psyche of someone else, something else. So Jupiter, marketing, publishing, advertising, evidence. Where's the evidence? Look, I'm just going to say, because of my Sedna, right? Take a look around the room and see who has the most to lose and the most to profit. In your rooms, who has the most to profit? Who has the most to lose? Because desperation, people do desperate things all the time. And people with ambitious goals, they're going to reach and reach. Maybe you know people who have endless reach, and maybe you know people that want to have endless reach. There's a difference. Sometimes,
Yeah.
even maybe that's the question: how far is this person's reach?
Now remember
Think of Stephen
also,
Forrest. How far can this thing reach?
yeah, I that just it still blows my mind.
That just hurt my feelings. I said,
Yeah.
that's it. I'm going to stop talking now.
Yeah, yeah. So, and Sedna, you got to realize Sedna also the beautiful has a beautiful side. It's not all a sad story. So Sedna, she ended up, although she was became one with the bottom of the ocean, she also became like the matriarch for the sea life, right?
For the
So
sea life.
she
Yeah,
helped
but that's
help
only
build.
after like time.
Mhm. Yeah, but I think that a lot of this movement in the current chart talks about time, babe, because
Okay.
we've gone through all these major, massive changes, and we're about to come into we're in eclipse season, right? The nodes have just shifted, so times we've all gone through this story here of
Mhm.
us seeing things differently because of experience with
Because of experience.
with all of gosh this Gemini Cancer energy. It's like everything that we've gone through, and it's making, like when I said it's kind of like a new lease on life. I think that a lot of what's happening is said the Sedna's got her wound, Juno
Yeah.
has her wounds, if we go through and we're talking about these goddess archetypes, right?
Yeah.
They all have their wound stories, but just like each and every single one of us do, we evolve, right? We've
We
learned
evolve
we've learned those lessons. We go through those hurts, through those betrayals, through those karmic lessons. And I think that Venus being out front and finally being able to fucking breathe in her own signs, going, breath of life, sextile over to Leo. Let's create new out of what we've learned, the lessons, how we've evolved.
yeah.
Celebrate your growth with a new hobby. expressing yourself in a way that, what are you doing, weirdo?
Saw someone who's like, oh crap, I gotta go be in the right group now.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's right. Like, are your groups
You're
outdated?
like, oh crap.
Is your 18th bowling trophy fucking outdated? Is it time to maybe learn how to play skee ball? I don't
Yes,
know.
yes. No, she's right because of
Just
games. Leo has
it's
games.
it's like, let's find something new that everybody can enjoy, that can allow you to
Yes.
celebrate and lead
Yes.
in a Leoan
Oh
way.
God.
But I
I
think that
just
the story, Venus has been healing. We've been working our Venus. We've been working all of our stuff, but the universe has been
hurt my
working us.
own feelings. You ever do that? You're in the middle of
Why?
a presentation and all of a sudden you get it and you're like,
Oh, you just hurt your own feelings.
I did. I was like,
I'm
oh,
sorry.
that's why. Because in my chart, it says that I must become like someone. Like it would be like, you know, how you're reading a synastry chart and you see the sun, someone, it would be like Heather's sun in front of my north node. My north node is reaching for Heather's Leo. That's what it would be like. If Heather's Mars was out in front of my sun, what my expression is following Heather's Aries energy. And it means that I'm developing using Heather's stuff. And if it's the sun, then I'm supposed to play. I was talking with Allie about this earlier.
That you're supposed to be playing. Yeah, I
Well, it's
mean,
part of my safety plan
yeah. So it and
that I
here,
have to begin playing. I cannot keep doing the work, labor thing.
I agree. I
That we
agree.
have canyons within 45 minutes of Del Rio. We have karst caves. We have a huge, open, beautiful aquifer spring to go swimming in. We have the lake to swim, the creek to swim. I love to swim. I need to swim. But it's that everything else around me cannot become more important. The chores cannot become more important than my health. Basically, it was like play is good for the body.
It
And you
is.
need to remember that. And I'm like, oh, but there's so much to do
You got to
all the
find the moment.
time.
You got to find the moments of joy, because I mean, and even if joy is creating, if you're creating to the point to where it's been 25 hours and you're still looking at the same screen and you haven't moved, yes, when the end result comes, that's great. You will have people be able to celebrate it with you, but ultimately you're cutting everything and everyone out, that you're cutting out all the Aquarius if you don't, find that balance
Balance.
of doing it.
What
So
if
yeah,
The Leo stuff is just the sun? How many solar flares and CMEs have we had
Jupiter's
coming at
there.
the Earth?
I mean,
Huge ones.
Jupiter's there. There's going to be
Huge
bigger. There's
ones.
going to be more big
Just
ones.
think
Yeah.
of protons flying at your face without any kind of coverage. I think somebody I saw this was terrible. This was terrible. I saw a picture, I want to say it was on Reddit or somewhere, and the girl was laying out in the sun and she was had tan, very dark tan, and she drew like a beautiful heart on her leg. And I was thinking to myself, girl, you're cooking.
Mhm.
You're cooking under this sun with Jupiter there.
Yep.
Cooking with the sun.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
you
they
got to
were
think
laying
about the.
eggs out in a parking lot,
I mean,
cooking
that's
eggs.
the whole world's like not the whole world, because I mean, obviously we got other people in the winter time right now, but like it is. There's a heat dome over everywhere. It is just so hot and humid and gross. Jupiter and Leo's big fires and things like that too. Yeah. Yeah. I worry about this upcoming
Not everybody's used to
fire
that
season.
either. Like Europe is getting fried.
They don't got AC in a lot of the
And
places there
all of
either,
that
from what I hear.
fire that's going on in Spain right now, it's burning the whole country, man.
And you
Spain, France, they're not used to fires like we have.
isn't Spain where everybody's like uh trying to cross the border like just recently?
Yes, Morocco to Spain. Yes, North Africa. That video you showed me with everybody running across the desert. And I bet those that don't have shoes, that's hot.
Oh gosh, and sand burns are
And they're
horrible.
just screaming, "Put my feet in the water. Put my feet in the water."
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
that was a powerful video. It was powerful. I don't even know what to say because it looked like millions coming up out of the desert, running from Morocco to build like a human bridge of some sort to get over to Spain. They wanted out of Africa. And I mean, it was a powerful, you know,
Eh,
I was there
yeah.
were two volcanoes this week on opposite sides of the globe that went off
I
that
was
were
gonna
not
say
expected to go off.
was one in Morocco? I don't know why I thought.
Italy. We need to look at Italy because Italy's got a big problem. We got a problem.
Mm.
Italy's going away. Bye bye. So if you ever wanted to take a trip to Rome, you might want to do it quickly. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
everything's
heat is coming and rising in Guatemala. They had a tremendous volcano blow, and it was so bad they did like a red
that's
alert
what I was thinking of.
all
It's
over
not
the
Morocco,
country and said
Guatemala.
evacuate the country right now. Mexico and Guatemala, which is on the west coast of that little boot, our boot on this side of the hemisphere. So, good lord, good lord.
Yeah,
Did you see
so
all the twirly birds coming? There's like four hurricanes in the Pacific right now headed towards Southern California.
I saw that. That's crazy. You know, they say El Nino or whatever, but yeah, I definitely know there's weather modification everywhere.
I mean,
Anyways, um,
insane fires, big fires in
but
eastern Washington and Nebraska. And so the Jupiter and Leo thing, now you got to think, right? You got to think past lives. Think some past lives. How many groups of people walked that land thousands and thousands of years and were part of fires on the land, with the animals? How many witnessed meteorite level fire coming at you? I'm not one of them. Heather's not one of them, thank God. We're safe. But those people that are firefighters and they're working the fires, you have to consider the past lives that are attached to that. They're
mhm.
in it, a group of firefighters. Oh my Lord. Except now it's karmic, right? So the second time and third time and 10,000th time around, the fire has grown big, big fire.
Random question, because I'm getting
Yeah.
threatened to it. So stupid. You're gonna love it though.
Okay.
What kind of karma comes behind crashing a space rocket into the moon?
Dude, I'm telling you,
Because you got so much freaking money, you can just
this
go do it.
guy,
Like here, I'm gonna go take my Leo toy and
an
go crash
Aries,
it.
Aries rocket. There we go, the trine. We have an enclosed. There's so look at Saturn. Saturn, Taurus,
We don't
14
have the
degrees
honey.
is
We
a
don't have
Taurian
y-
ruled degree
you
with
don't have
Saturn.
a chart pulled up. You've never had a chart pulled up.
Why do you not love me today?
I do, but you're going on your own chart and you're reading your chart, but you don't have a chart to show anybody that's watching. Okay,
Okay. Can you
big
see that?
yes.
Okay,
Yes.
let me pull it over here like a these. That way
What
we can see the chat. Hi everybody. Thank you so much for chatting with us. All right, look down here, Saturn. Hello. Hello, governor. 14 degrees, which is a Taurian ruled degree, Taurus. A Taurus Saturn. So, what is Saturn? It is an enclosed, it's not a womb. It is a womb. It's a capsule. It's a structure. It's man-made. It can also be not man-made. It's a structure, a continent, right? A cliffside. This is a structure. We can touch it. Um, it is an individual structure that flies. There's Jupiter. There's Jupiter. I don't know where the moon would come in because the moon was down here during that time, I think. But it hit the moon. Did you guys see that video?
I saw it. Yeah, I saw it, and I saw it the day before that it was gonna be happening. And I was like, yeah, I don't have
My
I don't
first
have a
thought was like,
telescope
how
to see it. But
dare you?
like, what a douche. Stay in your lane.
See what I mean? Like, how
Like,
dare you? Freaking, we need that thing. Quit messing with it.
I know.
Not sure if you know.
And my next thought was, hello, did we not just a few years ago when that whole movie Don't Look Up came out? And then
Oh, yes.
right after it, they're like, we're going to throw nukes at these asteroids to try to steer them off track. Do you remember that
Down,
happening?
Pepe.
We,
Why?
yeah, I know. And then all of a sudden it's just, oh, it's okay. Nightly news. Oh, all
That's
right.
what our trainer
Doctor,
with the dogs told us.
all right,
Our
Doctor
trainer
Evil.
said, don't ever let these dogs around people. And we were like, aren't they supposed to be like, person, you adjust to the environment. And if there's people around, they'll chill the F out.
Yeah,
Um, they were like, no, don't let those people near the dogs because you're going to invest thousands and thousands into this animal.
yeah.
And if an accident happens and another person's dog attacks, the very best you're ever going to get, even if you go to court, the very best you're ever going to get is, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's all you're going to get in return, period. So when you hit the moon and we get this, I'm so sorry. I'm kind of like justice,
Whoopsies.
right? this Neptune in Aries thing opposite. I'm going, where's the justice in this? Where is the justice? We can't, the action
He
is
made it
done,
he
right?
made it to be a trillionaire for a minute, you know.
And what's he going to throw at the moon next time? What's that going to be? We're so sorry. So sorry. NASA put out this week, I don't know if y'all know, NASA put out that they were showing clips and videos of the new moon colony, kind of the equipment, but the housing and it's all assembled. All this stuff is assembled. They want to move people up there on the moon. And I'm saying, we need that. Somebody's
I'm
going to flush the toilet wrong and they're going to blow the face off of the freaking moon. No. That piece, do not touch the moon. That's my opinion. Go to Triton. Triton's got, go to Jupiter's. Jupiter's got plenty of moons to mess with.
I'm like, really? Like in the timing, you turn
Be gone.
yeah. We had that big old what that big old
Be
full
gone.
big old full moon. What's it, the Aquarius full moon?
God bless. And now
And
we're
then
going into a new moon. We're
and then
waning.
yeah, so we go in through that. They turn CERN off.
They turned CERN off and
We
everybody's
drop
vibrating now.
we just somehow
A walking
decided
vibrator.
to turn some, like drop a rocket ship and crash landed on the moon. I'm just like, what in the world is next? I mean, I think that we are on just such a crazy fast, that Uranus and Gemini. Oh my goodness.
Write a book,
It's
but this stuff is,
I love it.
nonfiction. It's nonfiction. People are throwing things at the moon that are big enough that we can see the explosion.
Well, and if you want to speak, it's insane. It's so it's Pluto Aquarius. It's blowing my mind, and
What
Uranus
is
and
this
Gemini.
secret group of Elon Musk's doing
It's
down there in Brownsville? What y'all doing down there?
yeah.
Show your hands,
I
open your
mean,
pockets.
we got a castle, y'all. I mean, this is still playing off of that basket that we ended up having, the cradle, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that we still have that going on, but if you notice here, we have an envelope. You see
Yes,
the trine, and an
I
envelope is
do.
also. I have one in my
It's
nat. I have my
look,
one in my natal chart too,
it
but
attaches
it's called a
here,
castle.
Mercury to Venus, down to Pluto, crossway over to Neptune, and then back up to, and then you go the teeny tiny little
It's also
triangle on top.
it's a double kite. Okay,
It
it's a
is,
double
yeah,
kite,
there's one
but
kite
it's
pointing
called a
here, and the other
castle.
kite is pointed there.
Called a castle, called an envelope, double kite. This is going to be ongoing through the eclipse, y'all. And these weird ass situations are all part of Jupiter,
Leave the sextile.
that big old, that minor triangle that's been going on between Neptune, Uranus. Yes, we got the
This, if Jeffrey Green
Pluto,
was
Uranus.
standing here, he would say, do not over idealize the opinions of others inside of a group.
I would agree.
That's what there is, a group that has had an opinion that you have over idealized, all of us have, and don't do it. No mas.
I think that's going to be a lot of reasons that people start to change the communities that they're relating with, the ones that
Mm,
they're going to be willing to throw out, things that are no longer part of their story. I've outgrown this group. And sometimes that group may be,
that
depending on
it
what house it is,
happens.
it could be your family. It could
It
be
could
your,
be your
it could be your PTA. It could be whatever it is that you have adamantly for a long time held on to
the
because
feeling,
of, yeah, having, you have that feeling, that
that love and feeling,
romantic. You see it, it can be romantic
feeling.
relationships as well, but just like,
We,
that's
as a nation,
the things that we look back at that are like nostalgic, right? But if we went and did them today, we'd be like, been here, done that,
Tom
right?
Cruise,
Yeah, those things aren't working anymore. People are that are being called into following the passions that light up your heart, your Leo heart, not everybody else, not what everybody else wants. And I'm going to go
another
back to
really great example.
talk all the way back to Rick Rubin, right? You heard me a long time ago talk about Rick Rubin. He's a
Who's that?
music producer.
Oh,
Many of the greats and the most popular songs that you've ever heard of, he has created. And he's like, that don't worry about what the audience wants. They don't worry about what the audience thinks is good. The audience doesn't know what's good until you, basically, like, you tell them, right? So and I know that's a weird way to put it, but if you're listening to something and you know that this sounds good and you're like, wow, this is awesome, this would be really, I feel something with this, and you put it out, the right crowd is going to come at you. Perform out of the love of your heart, not perform for the applause. Mic drop. That's what I say. Y- You cut out. You got
maybe
quiet.
maybe this is like, I don't care about the opinion of the group anymore. I just don't care.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my Torian thing, and it's mine. It's mine.
Oh
And
God,
so
I just heard
they're like,
flock cameras.
I don't care about the opinion of the group. I'm doing this for the greater good.
Flock cameras. That's why I heard it. Flock cameras.
Block cameras.
We don't
Ooh,
care what the people have to say or if the
we don't
people
care
thinks
what
it's
people have to
good.
say.
We think it's for the greater good of safety. Be
Right.
scared while we tell you to be scared every 5 seconds on every news
Be
article and whatever.
afraid. And my
We watch
reply
out
is
for the
like,
bad
why?
guys.
But why? I have this thing with danger. I'm very terrible. And I know that a lot of you have sat with me in like readings and done the same thing. And I'm like, you have a thing with danger where, I have the same
Yeah.
thing, oh, that's dangerous. Oh, okay. Sometimes I wonder if I'm challenging my spirit team. And they're like, no, no, Miriam, no. Um, but losing the opinion around danger, or that something is dangerous. Something could be perfectly fine and you're looking at it differently now. Um, Especially if you've learned kung fu. You learn kung fu, you go on out into the world, do whatever you want. You just go on. This square piece here, the moon square, 7 degrees to 4 degrees to 3 degrees. The moon's going to move up to vertex. Everybody knows what vertex is, right? 15 is a Leo degree, or is it? It's a Gemini degree. Vertex. Here's the opinion that was weak in the past, but we may have, we may see that we do have a feeling. Oh, but wait. Emotions are what rides on our faces, right? Our feeling, but it can also be a creative urge of some kind, or a comforting urge or a grieving urge. But we're realizing we have an opinion. If you never ever prep yourself for disappointment or losing, let's say, maybe you have a feeling about losing now, you don't want to lose something. Maybe you have a feeling about your mother and you're like, oh, look, feelings. Maybe you don't. Maybe you have zero feelings. But it is squaring that what is best for the greater good. This is like a setup where I would actually look at it and say, okay, so we have a person who has a feeling that perhaps they want to hang on to, but it doesn't reflect their beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
You believe one way and you would assign dignity and respect and liberty to everybody except this mofo, this fool right
Yes.
here. They're the exception. And so now we have playing God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we have playing God with Tori
Holier,
and
holier than thou.
holier than thou.
Yeah.
Who's playing holier than thou now? Brown
Yeah.
cow.
Yeah. It's dream versus reality.
Dream versus reality.
Very
Yeah.
much so. I just had to look to see where Icarus was at
Oh, I
because
know. Please tell me, where's
so
Icarus?
Icarus is currently at 0 Libra. I don't
Oh,
I got the hit for Icarus and then I plugged him in and he's at 0 Libra.
so okay. So right there, I know that's a terrible line.
It's okay. Do you want the here, you want to plug it in or did you you just did a
I
printout of
just circled
today's.
it. I just circled it.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. But yeah.
Save.
So 0 Libra opposing Neptune as well, right there with Venus. Obviously, the orb's wider. Um, what are you doing?
I'm making her big.
Make it
Okay,
big.
so this is Venus, y'all. So Icarus is in between Odysseus and Venus. Icarus is out front in front of Odysseus. So Odysseus is chasing Icarus. Lord knows why. Lord knows why. But
Oh,
Icarus is also at the base of that Venus. Man, how do you even say that?
Venus and Icarus are both like in conjunct Chiron too.
Okay. Here, let me stop sharing and you can share yours.
Well, if I would remember to
I'll be
throw it
right
in
back.
on the Zoom. Okay, dokie. All right. I'm gonna move some stuff around here. I don't know how good or bad that looks. Let's see. So she disappeared for a minute. I don't know how bad this looks in the thing, so I'm trying to go back and see. There. Oh, it's over here. All right. I think we're good. Cool. All right. So, yeah, this Icarus up here is what I was talking about, y'all. So it's at 0 Libra, right next to Venus. And if you notice that dotted line, it's got a quincunx. It's in conjunct all the way down to Chiron, which is retrograde in Taurus at 0 degrees 51 minutes. Opposition to Neptune. What other good work do we have? So, I mean, we are getting Psyche. Is that, you have to excuse me, guys. So we've got Mercury that's making a sextile over to Venus and Icarus. May have some print. I was thinking you may have some friends that are helping you pull off the big moment, if you want to say that, like you have your cheering squad. Venus has her cheering squad with her. That's how I kind of interpret that as she's dealing with this confrontation with the moon Mars. um So Icarus was the one who flew too high and got burnt by the sun, basically. So Icarus can talk about where, we have falls from grace, where we have big, bold moves, and sometimes it basically, like, we get a little too close, we get burnt. Get too close to the fire, you get burnt. And so that could light a little bit of extra boldness into Libra as into Venus and Libras if she didn't already need it. But what says you in regards to Icarus, dear? I don't know what just happened. I think that just
Um,
exited.
I grabbed a plantain
Oh,
chip.
okay.
Well, if you look at the square point, you have Mars and Ceres sitting on that spot,
Mm-hmm.
but the polarity point is 2928 of Sagittarius. It's somebody making a point.
But Lilith's right there.
So, yeah, they're making a, poking you in the chest.
I mean, Lilith and Sag at 26 exact, like that is extreme adamancy about knowing that you're right about what you believe, right? It's like extreme knowing, like opposite Mars.
Look at what Esperanza just said.
I don't even have the
She
I'm
said,
showing the chart. I
I've
can't
heard
look.
Lori Lothian say Icarus can be things falling from the sky, like planes.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, with Pluto and Aquarius, pretty much anything could be falling from the sky. And Uranus and Gemini. At least, hey, don't crash a rocket ship into Earth. We kind of need it. But yeah, so at North Node we got a quincunx we can't ignore.
Um,
We've got that going up to Mercury, just hopping into Leo. So a little bit of that speaks to that dynamic of an uncomfortable exchange between the performer and the audience, person in their community, individual versus others. Like, where does that fit in? If you figure you got this dynamic happening with this T square with Venus, Mars, Ceres up to Neptune,
ooh,
with
look
that
at the
in
Lilith to
there,
the Vesta.
26, 26. Yeah. Like it's kind of like when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing somebody who's had an epiphany that's decided that they know what they need to do and they need to follow their heart, Leo. Follow your heart and do it. But
Or you save up for,
but the worry of the the north node, it's not comfortable to do this. I
right,
don't know how I can pull this off as that uncomfortable thing all the way up to Mercury at zero Leo, but I'm not sure how I can pull this off. The self-doubt can definitely reign true in these emotions right here with the Chiron quincunx up to Venus as well.
right,
It could be a financial thing. I don't know that I have the know-how. I don't know that I have all the materials. I don't know that, whatever. Don't be scared. Be bold. You got to harness that inner child that doesn't give a shit about what the audience thinks. And I know I've said this many times. It's like you've got to face the fear and just show up and do it. Put yourself out there and do it. So that's kind of how I'm reading those quincunxes. But I
right.
like how it's almost a smooth brace. You notice the how they cross each other evenly like that.
Yeah,
Almost making like a, you know, I'm seeing something hold firewood inside, that where you make your X and you stack the firewood on top. Like it's a brace. It's like there is a controlled um cooperation that the sky is giving us right now to help move forward with those bold moves.
I think the like you're looking at the North Node to Leo. I mean, the 29th degree is speaking to the 0 degree. Like, hey, hey, you,
I used
this
to
is
be
what we
you.
want,
I
you
used
know?
to be you
I used
two
to
days ago.
be you.
The North Node goes the opposite
Right?
way.
This could be a lot of laughter. This could be
No,
laughter.
it's kind of the better way to get through it, honestly. You know,
You
find
know,
your
this could be
people and
laughter.
laugh with them. Find your people and laugh with them. I say.
Yes. Yes, I love that part.
No, I don't.
I do. I love the laughing with my
Uh,
people because, man, it's hilarious.
does kind of make everything
Better.
better.
It makes it
Bet
better.
makes it more better. I have not looked at the chat because I was sharing chart, but hi, let me look at the chat and see
It
what our people have
makes
to
it
say.
all better.
Hey, Samantha, glad you joined us live. Brandon, yeah, because so I mentioned the flock camera thing. So I noticed them in my town in 2020, right after lockdown ended. Um,
Samantha, how are you? You are welcome. Flock cameras went up in 20. Oh my goodness.
so Monique is in chat. Hi, Monique, welcome in. In Wisconsin today, they held a woman at gunpoint because they thought the flock camera said it was her, and then they realized it was wrong. I saw that, and I saw that today earlier too in Wisconsin or like Milwaukee. Like
Mhm.
they had the flock cameras like
Yeah.
did all APB for this car and pulled it over in the middle of the highway at gunpoint. There was a bunch of cops. It was being flagged as a murder suspects thing, and it was outdated, I guess, right? So
Right.
it's just the wrong person, and then they're like, "Whoopsies, go ahead and let them go." There's so many, like, there's people that are bringing up cases or civil rights violations,
Mhm.
like they're way off on this. You can't just let technology run your whole thing, which is kind of crazy because we all know that that's what's running the government right now. Is that right? Sure. Never mind. I'm in a rant. That's all my. I'm in a rant.
That's my rant. Those are my words.
Rab, rob, rabble, 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 rabble,
Those are
rabble.
my words for it. Ooh, super
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah. I was
Yes.
bored. So Brandon says he was bored and looked up asteroids in his chart, and Zulu sits on your sun at 28. That's right, Zulu. Oh, you remember that talk, Brandon. So, a couple weeks ago, I had to swap out computers a couple times. And this new program was like one of the things that said it needed updated was Zulu. And I had never in all the years that I've ever done this work, had I ever heard of that being a program that was even installed on the computer I used. It popped up again, so it must have been in transit right by me. Um, that's funny. Let's see.
It's crazy.
Oh, okay. So you saw SB Milwaukee super crazy. Yeah. Yeah. So it's it's almost like, oh my gosh, I just saw like the ending of Looney Tunes or even like an old Western cartoon at the end of it where, you just see a bunch of people running around like crazy with their hats falling off, just guns blaring,
Oh, that
just
that's
kind of like a
great.
comedy scene where they're dropping stuff and doing bloopers. But like that's like I just heard the circus when it comes to the cities trying to use the new technology when half of them don't even know how to use Facebook or whatever. They're like, oh, you
Right.
got all these people that are just trusting this technology to, oh, we're going to be safer or whatever. No, not when you've got literally people that are getting indicted for stalking people on the stock cams because you only get paid what 20 some dollars an hour on some of these
Right.
jobs. or less, to be a cop, and then you have access to all this stuff. But everybody has their own mental things, their own Scorpio, where they want to deep
Yes.
dive and check in on somebody. Yeah, there's big misuse, and it's just like, when is it going to stop? So you got the people revolting in their own ways, make sure you don't spray this, certain paint on this and that, like,
Just
make
gonna pull
sure.
up.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things, and a lot of them, they've spent so much money on all this stuff, and it's still not perfected, but it is really all about mass surveillance. It really is. I just keep seeing, like, even earlier today, Monique, I was looking at the getting a remembrance of that movie Minority Report with Tom Cruise. You remember that, where
Yes,
they
that's one
where
of
they
my
were
favorites
where
with
they
the
were
red ball.
yep, where they
The
refer to
red
the
ball.
yeah, where they
Yep.
refer to the precogs, and they
Yes,
have
the
them in the pods.
precogs.
Yep, and they just automatically come and arrest you because they know that you're going to commit a murder or something,
Yes.
and
Yes.
in whatever, and you're like, I would never do anything like that, and it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. We're going to prevent it from
All of
happening.
your brain chemicals kicked on. Well, it doesn't mean that I don't have really good temperance card.
Yeah, yeah.
Self-control, you know?
Yeah, and
I
I
might.
I would say more than this. If any of
I
you that
updated.
are if any of you that are watching this, listening to this or whatever, um are like myself and very much know that there is a lot of influences between what we digest every day with our phones, right? Like our algorithms, everything is primed on a certain thing, and what keeps people tapped in, typically, unfortunately, is the more negative stuff. The
Yeah.
stuff that makes somebody have that boiled feeling of, let me go ahead and do this kind of stuff. But I I would say that it's important not to fall
Do
victim to that. And I just got flashed when I was doing that reading to the Eight of Swords. Be careful not to let your mindset be overcome by what you're seeing and what you're ingesting. If you're finding that you're getting that, this is a specific message for somebody because it's coming through really hard to where somebody's up in their head. And I talked about the Eight of Wands or Eight of Swords, but I just got the Nine of Swords.
yeah.
It is don't doom scroll. If you find yourself getting stuck in an algorithm that isn't working for you, you can update those in your settings now, but maybe start searching like cute, like funny animal reels and
Yes.
things like that. Because
Yes.
I realized that what I was getting at and why I'm being taken this long avenue through is
Right.
because I'm being shown the Minority Report. I'm being shown the Havana syndrome. I'm being shown skull to brain technology. I'm being shown what are they called? Swatters that call the video. Like, I'm being shown a bunch of different stuff, and what I'm saying is it's so important to live the Leo, like that, live happy and in your heart rather than in
Mhm.
fear of what the collective is going for, or maybe steering you inadvertently. That Venus opposite Neptune, I'm being shown it like there is a vision, there's something that's being missed. And if you are finding that you're down or depressed and you're getting to where you're feeling like you don't know what's next, you don't feel like you're worth anymore, or don't know how. I'm seeing the Chiron retrograde. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know. I don't feel that Leo, like I'm not good enough. That Mercury opposite Pluto. If any of you are getting in any of those strange head games, I implore you to please reach out to somebody you love, uh, family, friends, Miriam or I. I'm getting this because of how, and I'm seeing influencers, and I just heard death of the influencer. So as I'm getting thrown all these things and I'm being shown, like, remember just recently, there was that guy Joe Fells or whatever his name was that's recently passed. He was really big into exposing a bunch of stuff about like the old historic Bibles and stuff. You know the little guy I'm talking about, Miriam? I say little guy, he's just short. I'll have to send it to you after we're done
No.
here. But I got shown him, and they say that it was self-inflicted, right?
Right.
What took him out, and now I'm getting shown all the scientists. Okay, so I'm seeing a bunch of stuff that's purposely messing with people's heads to make them act out in certain ways because they do think differently and they are exposing things that are not proper. And I'm being shown the flock cameras again. I know I'm getting thrown all over the place, but basically what I'm getting at, guys, is don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Don't drink the
Don't drink the
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. If you find that you are being steered into all these things and you're starting to feel the fear of maybe being stalked, listened to, I'm seeing like all these things, you very well might be, but it may not even be from a person. It could be just AI bots and these flock cams and stuff and the technology that feeds all of our phones and the algorithms, like tapping into your own um like we're basically little Wi-Fi hubs.
We
That's what I'm getting
are.
at. We're just like little energy
We are
Wi-Fi
little
hubs.
antennas. We're
We're like
little antennas, and we
yeah,
pick up
we're
everything through the soft spot at the top
e-
of our head.
exactly. So we're getting all of this stuff, and with everything moving retrogrades, things are going to be slowing down. Even though eclipses, nothing's likely going to happen on the day of the eclipse. Yeah, there may be, a leader, which I'm getting thrown another topic. Yeah, maybe big things will happen, but it'll happen gradually over time. But if you all of a sudden notice that you're just totally off, something's way wrong. Don't be afraid to speak. Don't be afraid to use that Mercury Leo and tell somebody, hey,
Mhm.
this going on. Could you maybe just help keep me right? Like realize that there is manipulation tactics that can silence people when they would otherwise not. So, anyways, there was a
Well,
bunch of different all over my crazy. There went a bunch of my
you are
downloads.
correct, and there is no shame in it. On Monday, I did have another attempt myself, and it's not normal to me to be that angry. I got triggered by my memories, my first tour in Korea. It was pretty bad. The whole year was pretty bad. Let's just put it like this: there were 800 men and 4 females, and I was the lowest ranking female. So guess who got?
Yeah.
Um, I snapped, and I ended up looking at it responsibly. I didn't tell anybody I was going to do it. Ask Heather.
No, I had
She
no clue.
had no clue. Nobody had a clue. I had a VA appointment the next morning, and so I waited. And when I got to the VA appointment, I told him, I said, hey, yesterday was a bad day, and I need a safe place. And so all this week, yes, I was in a hospital, but it was a mental health hospital all
And
week.
she did it proactively. You guys, I
Nobody
just
told
want
me
to
to
say
do
that.
it. And I am a firm believer that you gonna come at me with some sort of dis-ease or disorder, first thing I'm gonna ask you is whose responsibility is it to take care of that thing?
Hmm.
I don't give a diddly dang what kind of disorder it is. My disorder is pretty bad. Okay, my system is naturally inclined to charm myself,
She has Pluto conjunct the moon and the North Node all
and I
conjunct in
have
the first
Ophelia conjunct my sun.
first house.
And
Yeah.
it's my sun is in my 12th, my moon's in my first, and she's right. My system will just auto as if, okay, this is what we're doing now.
Yeah.
It's not something I want to have. It is an automatic instinctual feeling, but it's up to me to ensure the feeling inside Cancer energy, fourth house, moon, does not show up as a Leo expression. Pluto is in Aquarius right now, and guess who had the power to suppress
Mm.
and to hold back and to not do it? And to be honest with you, it's because of the dogs. I knew that the dogs would be sitting with me that long until someone
Wow.
came.
You
My
were
dog saved my life on
we love
Monday.
We love you
I
and
can't
very,
feel it though. I can't feel
uh,
attention because I have Saturn in Leo.
yeah.
Saturn conjunct Venus in Leo, so I can't feel attention. And I cannot be bought with money. People have tried. I cannot be bought with money. So
Well, we're glad
I'm
you're here.
saying to support what Heather has just said, if you need to tend to yourself, that's your responsibility. And as the person that I am sitting in front of this microphone, I'm gonna tell it to you like that. You
Yeah.
know,
And with
I have to take care of mine. You got to take care of yours, and that's fair. So if you need to, there's no shame in it. What I did was the most responsible thing in the world. In the world. So if I have to do it, guess what you gotta do? I ain't gonna
I,
give you no excuse. I'm gonna be like, guess what? Hello.
yeah. Yeah. 988. If you know you need to do it, call 911 or 988. You know,
988. She's
like
right.
if you
$988.
find that you're getting to that point, yeah, and I didn't bring that all that up
No, 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 no.
um
No, no, that was like a
to
perfect segue for me to be honest with my audience.
you're right. No, and I just I
It was
didn't.
perfect.
It wasn't like intentional,
But
but it
it's
did
part of
fit.
the energy.
Yeah, it does fit the energy. And I'm noticing a lot more people, especially with Chiron at zero retrograde, like in that Mercury opposite Pluto, is people making permanent decisions out of temporary
Permanent.
situations because of how screwy the brain is for, and I'm seeing like the people that stay fixed and like very black and white in life, and then all this colors coming through, and it's
Yeah,
like boom, mind blown, right? You know, but it could be extreme. It's the overwhelm is that's that word I'm looking
it
for.
is. It is. The
The
overwhelm.
overwhelm of so much. Uranus and Gemini, things are going to keep getting louder. They're going to keep getting faster and crazy. It's
Faster. Oh God
and the
bless me.
communications in out. How many correspondences do you have in the day? Mine is my third house. So I have just been and then after work I love you. I just don't want to talk to you. You know, like it's just because I it's so much, but the overwhelm is so big, and that's for everybody in your life. You guys are all being hit in your own ways, and just remember that people are going to be feeling that quick pull trigger, you know, before
Gemini and
you've
Sag, I mean, they're normally on the move. They're mutable,
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
So now we just added Pluto, which is, I mean, internal combustion. You
and
talk about the power inside of a jet engine, man.
and dark psychology, yeah. Mix
Man,
those
that's a
together,
lot of power.
yeah.
Power to what? Uranus Gemini. Power to the Uranus Gemini. And then there's the sextile to Neptune. So we're doing two things at once. We are creating what? Liberty, a revolution, um, a, a, a relational, I would say that as well, group of weirdos who are going to use unity to change the world. You know how many people think we're
Kumbaya,
nuts? Do you know what they kept asking me when
kumbaya.
I was going into the hospital? I'm going to tell you this right now, okay? Because we're friends and I love you. I have not told you this.
We didn't get this is
Remember,
the
I
first time
told you
we've
to go back
talked.
to 2007. I
Hmm.
said, what we're doing right now is kind of a repeat of 2007, right? Go back to 2007. That was the first time I was Baker acted, the only time I was Baker acted. My ex husband signed me into a mental health hospital, which means I could not get out. He locked me in there. I could not get out. Okay. They misdiagnosed me with bipolar disorder and started me on medication that screwed with my brain for 3 years until I quietly took myself off of the medication. And now the real Miriam comes back. Now, that was the first time that I went and did it. And last time I was forced. This time I chose. Aha. I chose.
I
Now,
love that.
Uranus and Gemini changing our minds very, very quickly. Gemini is normally fast.
Yeah.
Sagittarius is expansion. And so it's flying. Sagittarius is flying. this unity thing that we do, this responsibility with, remember, we've had freaking Neptune in Pisces for 12 years.
Oh
This is
God.
how we
So glad it's
awakened.
out.
Our Saturnian Aries individualism was gaining structure with Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. We
Hmm.
gained a spiritual structure. So here I was at the hospital. This is no joke. And I have not told you this. 2007, my doctor, my psychiatrist, brand new lady, never met her before, right? I go into the office. Her name is Dr. And her last name is the same last name as my children, as my ex-husband, the one who Baker acted me
That would be, yeah, one of those
from
synchro
2007. And I
that.
walked in and I saw
Hmm.
that and I was like, I wish Heather
Yeah,
were
I,
here right now.
I gotcha.
I wish Heather were
Like,
here right
gotcha,
now.
bitches, gotcha.
I'd be like, I got your bitches. I got you over there, bitches. Because she was like, you hate those institutions. What the heck are you doing? I was like, going with the flow. Going
I
with the flow, baby. She was like, no, 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 but you swore. And I was like, I got to go with the flow. I'm being called to. Now, I get in there, y'all. I get in there, right? And they're like,
I'm
do
like,
you have
what the
hallucinations and
actual
can you
F?
see things? And I was like, that's my job. I told them the truth, man. I was like, that's my job. I'm a psychic. And they were like, oh, but do you hear like commanding voices? I said, dude, if I ever heard a commanding voice coming at me, I'd be
It's
commanding
God.
that voice right on back. Like, give me a break, right? Um,
You should have really fucked with them and been like, "Oh, you mean
so
God? You mean the voice of God?
Miriam went into
Jesus
mental health.
talks to me all the time."
Oh, I know. They told me that. They were like, Jesus is Lord. And if you cannot say Jesus is Lord, then you're possessed by a demon. And I looked at the guy and I said, oh, Jesus is Lord. He comes to visit. And
Here,
he just looked at me and I was like, no, but for real,
here, let me get up
Jesus
my.
really does come to
You're like,
visit me and he
here.
talks.
Let me bring out my tarot cards. You want me to? Do you want to talk
Oh,
to
no,
him?
no.
Here,
Yeah,
I'll bring
bring
out
out
my
your
tarot
tarot
cards.
cards. But I have one better here, you guys. There were 5 people in there that had messages from spirit that
I
I
believe
was
it.
directed to give to these people. And it was like my channeling just kicked on. And I was like, you're saying that blah, 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 blah. But the truth is this, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, how do you know? And I'm like, because I'm a psychic. And this is what my spiritual gift is. It's what my spiritual gift is. So, yeah, I went in there,
Oh my
but like
gosh.
spirit had stuff lined up
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the T. I had two
Hit the
life path
name.
33 sitting with me at a table and I started crying.
That's insane.
I was
Like, I
like,
mean, I'm a 22, but I've never met a 33.
I
And
had two
yeah,
33s.
that's crazy.
Anyway, go on with the cards, whatever you're going to do.
No, I'm not doing
But
anything. I
I,
was joking. I was joking. Like, I just the name. Like, that's exactly. So when you guys want to know, and is this my intuition or is it just a coincidence? We talk a lot about Carl Jung and going back to
right.
individualization and
Really give me.
synchronicities and all that jazz, right? Like that, what she said, for her to proactively go, all right, this is where I was last time, and I'm having these feelings again. Let me be
I'm having it
smart.
again.
Let me be smart and get into a safe environment. And then the person's last name is the same one who got you committed last time.
Yeah.
That is God, universe's way of saying you are exactly where you need to be
Right
right
where
here
I
at this
needed to be.
particular moment.
Right where I needed to be. And
Kudos.
they asked me, where were you going? What were you trying to do? I said, I was trying to get in the ocean. I was on my way to the beach to get into the ocean. They were like, were you going to try to harm yourself? I said, absolutely not. No. I said, there is a moment when you're floating on a wave in the ocean. You don't know what's up underneath you.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And as the waves are carrying you, your body will fight for life. I said, there, the moment of breath that we have, I wanted to hear my body say, I want to live.
Hmm.
And that's where I was headed. I wanted to hear my body because my brain was telling me something effed up that
Yeah.
wasn't true.
Yeah. And remember, like,
And they looked at me and they were like, Yeah, I could see how that would help.
Yeah, I mean it's a clear cut and dry that you don't want to go anywhere, you know. It's just that nodal
It
that
kicks on.
your it was just it was your chart, it's your life experience and all that, but
Yeah.
I it's a great time to kind of talk about that because you know with Uranus in Gemini and Pluto in Aquarius, things like I said are going to be happening, like things are going to be slowing down because things are retrograde, but in general this info is going to be coming so fast, and I just got flashed the Magician in reverse.
Oh,
You have to remember that there are people at the helms of all of these bots. There are people at the helms of everything that set things up, and there's a collective thing. And then I just saw the Monsters Inc. analogy about our utilizing our energies and how you can have your energies easily manipulated if you
yeah.
are so okay, let me just put it in simple terms. If so we know about Monsters Inc. You know, the monsters scare the kids scream, and
Yes.
they're basically just
Get back
gathering
through the
all their
door.
energy. They're basically just scare you know, gathering,
Scary. Yeah.
collecting all the screams for energy. What are we in? We're in an energy deficit, right? So if you think about the higher expression and lower expression of things, if you find that you are starting to tap into areas where like you wouldn't normally be there in your mind, and there's things that are suddenly off, that
There.
means there's listen to that intuition when something's off in your environment. Like unplug, walk
And
away, put the technology down for a while.
the
Yeah,
topic
the
might be around
cliche
brotherhood. It might be around how
siblings.
brotherhood is supposed to be, the principle of brotherhood, what it means for all of us to gather together to go down to the beach and to pick up trash because we believe in cleaning our environment.
Hmm.
That's brotherhood, that's unity, right? And the whole
Yeah.
world needs to be on that bus. And when you step
Mm.
into a group and that sort of thing is not happening, and you have a rogue agent and you're going, how come all you bitches in here like to run your mouth?
Yeah. And
You
you
know,
got it. I will, like I just got
that
shown.
righteousness with the Venus opposite Neptune will rise up in you and say, love does not act like that.
Well, no, Venus would be
And
no.
there's that Mercury and Leo part where I got to tell Amy,
Happy
happy
birthday, Amy.
birthday,
Beautiful
happy
Amory.
birthday to you. We all know that you don't like getting older, but then there's really nothing else that you can do. Happy birthday, Amy.
We always said, you look like a monkey and you smell like one too.
It's her birthday.
Yeah,
Amy's one of my
well,
favorite people. If you are not a friend to her, you missing out. You are missing out. Amy is probably one of the most encouraging people I've ever met.
she
She is
is.
light, she is bright, she is full of light. In fact, I know for a fact that her and I are friends on the other side because it wouldn't have been any other way except for me and Amy to be friends. I love her. She's been a long time friend with me. Long time.
You're talking about the groups and stuff, and I just wanted to touch base because you were talking about you made a good point about if it doesn't feel like your people are with you or whatever. If you feel ostracized or that you're not able to express what's going on without being looked at like you're, you know, batshit crazy. I just specifically was being told that remember our awakenings, right?
Yes,
Remember our awakenings and how,
you
and
took
this
a
ties
knee.
back to, well, you feel like for me, you know, and a lot of other people that I know that have woken up, and I know that you are no exception. There was ostracization, you know, like ostracizing. If you feel you can feel easily ostracized
Past lives,
or whatever, but it could also
segregation,
have to
past
do with
lives.
But if you have friends and family and they're really just like, I think, blah, 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 this is what I think, and it just makes you feel shittier after talking to this person or these people, right? They're not your people for the moment. They're not. Anybody who is for you does not want to beat you down and make you feel like you're stupid or you're crazy for believing or
No,
thinking
they're
a
going to
certain
work
way.
with you. They're going to
Yeah.
work with you because
Yeah.
they don't
So,
want to harm the relationship.
yeah. Yeah.
So they're going to, they don't
But
want conflict. They want the Libra moon bridge.
th-
Hama. You are welcome.
and and I'm also being
Oh, wait.
shown.
Groups of samurai, groups of Mongols.
Ooh.
How
Yeah.
many past lives do we have?
I saw South Park. You knocked down my shitty wall. I love South Park, y'all. Like
That's really cute.
the Mongolians are coming to get and knock down my shitty wall. And it's not even city, it's a shitty wall. Oh, I was gonna say one other. Gosh,
It's so funny.
you just keep taking me off track. We are so
Groups of
easily distracted.
animals. Groups of animals. There are bears. I was watching a TikTok. This guy had a bear that kept stealing his honey. He had honey hives, bee hives, and so on and so forth. The bear kept coming to steal the honey, and instead of losing his temper, instead of freaking out, he did a sampling like the Gemini thing, and he went to the store and he got honey from different areas and different made from different flowers, right? And he laid them all out. Well, we found out what this bear's favorite honey was, and the guy turned it instead into opportunity. I have a new product called Signature of Us series, and I have the abscess that hopefully is going to be taken care of this week, as you guys know from last week. Same thing, hadn't gone nowhere. Well, I'm looking at this as an opportunity to help move that scan to work for businesses. Instead, using the creativity of Leo, right? And saying, wait a minute here. I see that we can turn something to the good, instead of losing your top. Like, hello. I know that while Mercury was in, look, we have to talk about that part. We can't get out of this.
So wait, wait, wait,
Did
wait,
you
wait,
guys
wait,
not have
wait,
a
wait,
bunch of dreams
wait.
with Mercury and Cancer?
Before you change the subject again for the fifth
Oh,
time in a minute.
sorry.
So what you're
Gemini
saying
with an
is,
eye.
so what you're saying is that the bear was a fine honey connoisseur?
Yes, he discovered, the
I had
beehive
to
guy
I
discovered
had
what
to
the bear's
tease.
favorite flower was based off of the honey, and then he
Oh.
took that honey and he started making it and
Oh.
selling it. And the way he marketed it, Jupiter said, this is the bear's favorite honey. That's what he put
He's a
on the jar.
fine, fine
He's
ass
like,
honey
I'm
connoisseur.
not lying.
All right,
The bear loves this honey. And he started selling it and he found the opportunity.
a
I
boo
found the
boo.
opportunity with my tooth. I don't know if Heather found an opportunity. Did you find an opportunity this week?
With what opposition? Mercury, what? Where are you going with that?
Well, it's the piece that says the Uranus in Gemini can flip the script really, really fast.
Oh yeah.
And if you're solid on self control with Mercury in Leo, we have an extra push towards creative thought.
Yeah.
And so there very well could be an opportunity in the pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
One that's
Well,
kind of like, aha.
aha. I love that. Aha. That's coming
I
to America. If y'all don't know who
right?
she's the barbershop guy. Aha. I love it.
It's
Um,
true.
so I would say what's come to me or whatever. Really for me, it's more so been um
Ooh.
just knowing that I have whatever I need at any given moment, and that and or it'll be provided for me. Like
Right.
I've really been trying to set down a lot of the any kind of scarcity mindset or lack mentality.
Right.
Um,
Dude,
and
you can't be talking about that because you've lost so much weight.
what? Like I wasn't even
Well,
talking about weight, honey. I was
you're
talking about
how
this other
long have you
stuff.
been meditating on that?
Oh, I didn't really before it happened.
Because the more you do it, the more weight you lose
Yeah,
because your
yeah.
body doesn't have to hang on to it anymore.
Yeah, it's I
Oh,
okay. No, I see
aha.
what I see what you're getting at. No, like I had been like depressed for like I've been going through a slow depression for a couple of years, but it was my own thing and it's nothing I couldn't overcome myself. But
Right.
when you look at the repercussions of having frickin' a natural chart, Aries rising, and you have Jupiter just adding 5 pounds every time he jumps a fucking deacon. And he's all the way, because at your first, second, third, fourth, Jupiter goes through them houses for y'all. It's gonna be hitting your body.
It's going to be hitting.
It's gonna be adding some jolly rolls, So if you're not
No, right?
careful, if you're not careful. And I wasn't because I was dealing with a bunch of adverse stress and living in a lot of survival mode for a couple years, and then spent this last year just healing, and then suddenly. I can't even remember where it was, like transit wise, what transit it was, but it was I don't know, like 4 months ago, it just hit me, and I'm like, I don't want this shit anymore. I don't want this food. I don't want this. No, I'm just not going to do it. And, like with anything, things become habits. And so,
He's
like,
like, I love my rolls.
do you put butter on
And
your
I love my
rolls?
rolls.
You put butter on your rolls, pretty girl.
He's just stop this one.
I know, I'm being
I
creep.
love my roll.
I'm being creepy. I'm being creepy. But no, I mean, but thank you. I appreciate that and can't wait to see it. But anyways,
Well,
like,
it's crazy. While we were all last year, the greater majority of last year, I woke up every single morning saying, I'm wealthy and abundant. Money flows to me freely. I have a tremendous amount of health and life.
I remember
Um,
when you started doing
I
that.
was doing that like every single morning, and I was focusing very clearly on holding my attention like a very tiny needle in my fingers and just keeping it right there first thing before any other thought entered my mind. Nothing else, just holding the thought because it's really hard to do to focus like that and to hold it. That's why we practice meditation, right? Well, if you're dang good, then you can meditate anytime, anywhere, doing anything, but you have to hold it still in your mind. So I did that for like, and then when I had to come back here for my medical stuff, you started your journey, your weight loss journey. And tell
Um,
everybody in the room how
well,
much have you lost
no,
so far? Tell
no,
everybody.
no, no,
Tell
woman.
everybody.
So
She has
you're an
lost a
ass. You're an ass. Leave me alone.
she's like,
I
leave me alone. Let me just say that if you knew, it's amazing what habits drive us towards different experiences. It's almost like the Taurus energy drives us. And when you're
Yeah.
paired with somebody, their interests drive us towards. And so when Heather and I were together, we ate a lot of vegetables together. We did. We ate a lot of pineapple, a lot of watermelon. We'd eat
You left, and I like it was just me. So what's the easiest thing to do when it's just you? Is it easy to cook an actual dinner
once a week.
without it being, yeah, exactly, because
That was my thing.
it's
At
gonna be
least once a week.
it's gonna be whatever. So with it just me, like damn right, like I was tired. I didn't have time for nothing. I'm not gonna go downstairs and cook by myself. Like I would just go grab a burger or whatever. Well, like
Oh my God,
it
Amy.
it was April. I think it was April. Like I don't know if it's a change in elevation or what it was, but I started noticing like I just was really not okay. I knew I'd gained weight, even more weight since she had been gone, but like
Yeah.
I like felt like my ankles, like I kept having edema and swelling, and that wasn't
Yeah,
something I
she
really
did.
dealt with.
Pain,
And I was having a hard time, like I was losing my breath
breathing.
coming up halfway up the stairs, and I was like, wait a second, that's
And
not
then one day
normal.
Spirit told me go in the closet and get some aspirin and I was like,
You weren't here. You weren't here when I
and no,
did
I
this.
had that talk with you and I said, look,
No, I know. Oh, like
if
you're talking
something
about.
happens, because you know what, when you're an astrologer and you follow the transits, we know in our household, well, duh, if there's going to be a Mars Uranus opposition, guess who's going to shop early the week before? So neither one of us have to go driving anywhere because I ain't
Yeah,
doing all that Mars Uranus business. So we knew things ahead of time where the energy was going to be playing at. We just didn't know the thing.
I need to go back and look at the shift because I've had this shift a few times in my life. And I'm an Aries rising, right? Like I'm a
Right.
Virgo sun, but I my Virgo sun's in the fifth house. I like to play, not be serious. So, you're like so basically like I throughout my life I've had several periods to where like and they were dark, quiet moments normally, whether it would be after a breakup or whatever. Just I all of a sudden one day I wake up and I'm okay and I decide I'm going to do this now,
Right.
and it's so few and far between. So like I'm talking probably like 14, 15 years. It probably could be the Jupiter transit that the Jupiter finally was hitting the tail end of my Cancer where my Venus is at and just said whatever. But like I woke up and like nothing sounded good anymore unless it was fresh meat and or seafood or fresh vegetables. And no sugar. Like I didn't even like I just stopped wanting ice cream. I stopped wanting stuff. And then all of a sudden I'm 40 down 45 pounds in 3 months. And I'm like, oh,
Amazing.
that was okay. That was pretty awesome. And I'm eating and I'm
Yeah,
healthy.
look,
And
I'm a huge advocate, always have been, that fat flies. So I don't care what everybody else thinks. I believe that fat flies. So if you're an Aries rising and you have been shedding all of I'm thinking, how they shave the sheep. um then the fat is flying. Is it flying to the Libra side? Because if it's flying to the Libra side, girl, I do not need any more of that.
no, I'm talking about when transit when Jupiter transits
Yes.
that your first quadrant, you're going to get fatter. Like
Oh my God. When
that's what
Jupiter
I'm talking
transits
about.
my fifth house,
Your
when
first
Jupiter was
quadrant.
doing that, I was getting chunks, man, chunked
Maybe
out. That's when
maybe
I
the
gained probably 40, 50 pounds. It
first
was
and second
terrible.
quadrant then.
The second quadrant, it sits there. The third quadrant, I'd assume that you start forming up, maybe.
Yeah,
But Uranus is in your third house,
yeah,
and Pluto is in your 11th house.
yep.
Uranus, Pluto, trine
To Neptune in my first.
to Neptune in Libra,
You can't ignore this shit
to
anymore.
Neptune
M-
in Libra.
No, Neptune's in Sag, 19 Sag.
No, I'm looking at transits.
Oh,
Yodel
well,
ve.
Neptune's not in Libra. It's in
Neptune's in
Aries.
Aries. That's right.
Noisy bear,
Venus.
whatever
It's
word you
Venus
just said.
just entered Libra. You're right. It's
We're so
Venus.
sisters. When you see us talking shitty to each
Okay,
other.
so transiting Uranus, transiting Pluto, transiting Venus are all touching right now. So who is making out with whom in the group? Amy, get off the chicken. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Mars is squaring.
She has created a beautiful little farm.
She said here, and Amy, happy birthday, Amy.
Happy
She
birthday,
has
Amy.
lost 50 pounds.
50,
Congrats.
50 pounds.
That's awesome.
That's more than
Yes.
$50 because I think losing weight's a difficult thing. It's hard.
She said use the canned soup for simple
Oh.
exercises.
While we're talking on that, y'all remember y'all's charts, right? Go to your fifth house. This is how you like to exercise. So if you're a Virgo, then you've got the watch, you're analyzing your health, you're looking at your run time, et cetera, et cetera. If you have Taurus over the fifth house, you may appreciate the repetition of exercise, but
It's called
most
Pound
Tauruses
Town.
they
It's
have that squared to Leo. I mean,
it's
think
called
about it.
Pound Town. Leo and Taurus over the fifth
Leo
is
and
Pound Town.
Taurus are, I mean, Pound Town's kind of strong, but okay, let's go there.
Well, if you're trying to lose
Tauruses
weight,
are some of the sexiest people alive. Why? And Jeffrey Green, if he were sitting right here, he would say that Taurus is part of the first quadrant and that Taurus has a natural instinctual drive towards relations for the purpose of procreation because Taurus wants to encase and then right where Taurus is always thinking about
it's
retirement.
very true.
Taurus is always thinking about
My
retirement.
last was a Venus Taurus.
Taurus
Yes.
would be those guys from like history that wanted to have 17 children
Hmm.
because leaving a legacy meant leaving all these children,
Yeah.
or that my children are my
Spraying
legacy.
my seed. Yes.
Yes, my seed has turned into these people, and this is my work. This is not a home, this is my retirement plan. My children are my retirement plan if you had Taurus over the fifth, which, okay. Let's see, Gemini over the fifth. Can you
Uh,
imagine Gemini over the fifth?
the debaters.
Think exercise. You have to think exercise. This would be good for obstacle courses.
Oh yeah,
Those really
yeah.
cool Asian
Like
reality
or
shows
or
where
like
they're
a
on the
fear.
obstacle course.
Yeah, or like Fear Factor, or some shit like that,
Fear
or what,
Factor.
like, or
Yes.
what is it?
Survival.
Wipeout. No, Wipeout is
Wipeout.
Gemini.
Wipeout.
Wipeout is Gemini
Yes.
with
Gemini's
Neptune,
going to need variety. Gemini over the fifth
or they
needs a
have
heck of a lot of variety when it comes to their exercise,
with
or they're going to get bored. And
whipped
if you have
cream,
a
and
bored
giant
Gemini,
balls.
Gemini's going to try every diet out there. Gemini over the fifth. And then they're going to lose weight. And Gemini's going to go chook and go find another diet.
So, do you not think of
Like that.
like that part as being
No, no, no. You
your
have to play the
Virgo,
game.
your
You have to
sixth
play the
house,
game.
though? I am, but
Cancer
don't
is
you?
next. Cancer over the fifth.
So you're saying over the fifth, but wouldn't that be the sixth
How does
for
no, 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 no,
diet?
no. How does oh, you mean for exercise?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, for exercise. Okay, for
Exercise.
specifically
How would they
Cancer.
like to exercise?
They're gonna swim.
Cancer over the fifth is gonna swim.
They're gonna swim.
They're swimmers, natural
Eh,
swimmers
but with floaties on,
with floaties.
because you got to be the protective. Like
They're gonna
that's what
be
I was gonna.
in the
Yeah,
water.
with the
Okay,
with the
so
sunblock on.
put Leo over the fifth.
Oh, what do I like to do? I
What do
love
I like to? But
I
also,
love
I am team
every
captain. I
oh
love to cheer. I'm a
every
cheerleader. I'm a
no
cheerleader. I'm a
no
cheerleader.
no. I'm
No?
Leo. I have Leo over the fifth.
Yeah,
I'm
but you
I
also
have,
have
but
weird
I'm.
Scorpio placements, so we can't use you. We got to just use a normal
You
person.
said it. You said it so true though. Like, yeah, but
Leo,
You got Pluto on your descendant, bitch. It don't count.
come on. So, Leo over the fifth, this
Oh,
person, I swear to God, a Leo over the fifth house person is
that's
going to
fucking.
have the
That's
sexiest workout outfit. Okay. They going to get dressed, do their hair, and do their makeup to go to the gym. Okay. They're going to have
yeah,
all the brand clothes. You want to
yeah.
know every time you go into these stores like Macy's or Dillard's or JCPenney or something, and you walking through and going, who the heck buys all this stuff? Oh, a Leo over the fifth person buys this stuff, okay? Because when they go to the gym, they got to look high and tight. That's just a thing.
Oh my gosh. No, I got it right here, dude. I got it. I got it. I got it. No, I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. I
Be
can't
like,
even.
you're the one that wears
I
all the
I
Nikes.
can't even do this shit right now. I just cracked myself up. Here, let me share this. Oh, of
Okay,
course, it would go into a pop-up. Like the whole thing is a pop-up. F you, dude.
it's New York
Uh,
Times. Okay.
here,
Oh, yes. Here we go. Leo over the fifth.
Olivia Newton-John. That's work.
Olivia Newton-John. Hey, hey, pull up
I
her
don't know.
chart.
Okay.
I'll pull up her chart and
All
and
right.
let's see. if she called it right, because this is the game.
So what's funny is last year on my birthday, which my birthday's coming up. Yes, yes, Heather's gonna be 46 for realsies. Uh, let me get it in chat mode here. And I pulled up like what was the number one song on your birthday, like when the day you were born. And it was Magic by Olivia Newton-John.
Oh,
Crazy.
really?
Yeah, yeah. All right, Astro Seek. Here we go. There we go. Nope. She's got Aquarius. So that was her persona though. She got to realize she was
Oh,
an
she is
she is an
Aquarius.
actress, right? Like she is an
But
actress.
she's a Virgo
She's
rising.
a performer.
She is a performer. She has, look at her son in the first house.
But she's got Pluto and Venus and I wasn't
Look, she
wrong.
struggled.
I wasn't wrong. Look, she's got Venus. Look, she's got Pluto and
She
Venus in Leo.
struggled right there between her head and her heart about what it is that she wanted her reputation to be. Look at her midheaven.
That I was going to say, I was showing you the Hollywood version of what you were
We
saying
could
out
write an
loud.
autobiography.
My mom loved Olivia Newton-John.
Oh,
Let's get
that's
physical, physical.
physical.
I want
You
to get.
wanna
That's her.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Aquarius, but that's
Yeah.
still the same axis. So
Crazy. Yeah, that's fun.
a Libra over the fifth wants someone to go with them.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you're doing.
Doesn't matter what you're doing. Come with me. Let's go to the gym. As long as there's a buddy, it's buddy system.
And cute boys.
And cute
No,
boys.
just kidding.
Cute boys at the gym? Oh my God. Scorpio over the fifth. I don't want to
Oh,
have to say out loud
yeah,
because we would get banned.
yeah, yeah. But Pound
But
Town,
that they consider that plenty of exercise.
a little S&M, you
A
know.
little rope, a little chains, a little.
But
What's your
exercise,
flavor? Because I have a
exercise,
gag ball.
exercise.
Exercise, right? Sagittarius over the fifth. Come on. Come on.
Oh no,
Capture the
they're
flag.
fucking skydiving,
Games, skydiving,
bungee
yeah,
jumping,
bungee jumping, whitewater
travel,
river raft
travel,
going,
extreme
extreme sports,
sports. Yep, extreme
extreme
sports.
sports, or games. They like games. So Capricorn over the fifth.
Chess,
Chess.
chess.
I would so Capricorn over the
Oh wait,
fifth. I don't want to know.
that's not exercise. No, no,
Watching your clock is not
build
exercise.
building something,
Building something, yes, building something. I could see that they would, or like doing their yard landscaping or gardening. I could see that as well. Capricorn over the
Mm,
fifth could be like the mighty readers, or if they're on a team and they're
maybe
competitive, then they would
no.
want
They're
to be like public, a
I
reputation,
just got shown track and field.
track and field,
I know that's horrible, but I just got shown
and the
like
pitch with the
yeah,
ball,
like no,
the lead ball, and
I don't even see that. I
what's
see
the thing
track
where they spin and they
no, you're
go
the the disc. Yeah,
Jim,
track
but it's got to be something with perfection, like something that you would practice over and over to gain perfection with.
that is
Because,
that's the climbing wall with the things. They're the goat. That's the
oh
climbing
my
wall.
God, climbing
Practicing.
Everest,
Well, it could be a real mountain, but it
a
could
real
also just be
mountain,
one
or
of
the
those
climbing
things.
thing on the wall.
Yes, yes.
That's brilliant. We could write a book. Okay,
We should.
mine, Aquarius over the fifth. I have Aquarius over the fifth.
Man,
You want
so
me to tell you what exercise is?
I think that
Exercise is boring. Okay.
exercise. Oh, I was talking about like extracurriculars. Exercise, blah, out the
Exercise is
window.
boring. My
Yeah.
mental faculty has to be engaged. And if
It's
it's not,
astrology. Yours
I
is
can't.
astrology. Her
Mine
exercise
is
is her brain
astrology.
and it's
This is my
astrology.
exercise.
But I could totally see
I eat plenty of good cholesterol.
Aquarius or Pisces over the fifth just getting down on some karaoke in a
Yeah.
bar around a lot of people and friends. And
I think
that's
I
not
think
exercise, though.
friends if we were all exercising, to me, the exercise would be walking together. That would be the exercise. We'd all go
Yeah.
at night
Yeah. Where it's not 500 degrees.
where it's not 500 degrees, or earlier in the morning where the sun is rising. But yeah, my friends and I going for walks together and made it a habit, that'd be life altering. Life altering for me.
Hey, I noticed that I am parking further away just because I want to walk. Like
Yes.
if I have to go somewhere, I park far away so I can walk and yeah, yeah. Well,
Boxing. I
oh,
love boxing.
that's fucking Aries all day.
Boxing.
Yeah.
I love boxing.
I love boxing too. Do you know my dad boxed? Like, yeah,
No. Well, no, you've told me that
my dad
before.
was a boxer. He taught me when I was young how to box. And yeah, I've always loved boxing. I cannot get into the MMA thing. There's
No, I
something
put the
that's
VR
never,
headset on and you go into
oh,
super whatever it is, and they
yeah.
train you how to stand with proper form,
Mm,
and you're moving the whole time and you're having fun because you're not hitting people, you're hitting these globe things that are made of glass. So when you punch, it goes shatter. It's not people. So for me, that's a good game. Like I play shooty fruity so that I can shoot fruit. So when I exercise, I usually put my headset on so that I'm playing the video games, but I'm doing it. And
mm.
that's an Aquarian over the fifth thing.
So everybody find out what you got over your fifth. Go
Wait,
find a
Pisces
new,
over the fifth. Pisces over the
oh,
fifth.
okay.
They daydream for exercise. They daydream
Fucking
about it.
napping and swimming.
Napping and daydreaming about exercise. They're smoking a doobie while everybody else is exercising.
Meanwhile, isn't it about time to check out of here? No,
Right?
we've been here for a
All
while.
right.
It's like
I'm
5 in the
sorry. I love
I
you
have more work
guys.
to
I'm going
do
to
for
be
you
sore all day
guys.
tomorrow, but whatever. I
Well,
love you.
anyways, yes, we love you very much. And don't forget, hit the like button. Hype us
Get a
up.
reading, please.
Book with
Get a reading.
us.